Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast, episode 307, the Transformer and Action Figure podcast show. We are back after a long hiatus, a little bit over a month, but we are back. So we're going to cover all that news, the good stuff, the Transformers third party. We got some He-Man, we got some Ninja Turtles, just Hot Toys,
G.I.
Marvel, tons of G.I. Joe stuff. So all kinds of stuff. We're going to touch on it. But let's get into introductions. Rick, you start us off.
Yep. I'm Rick. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Shatrdglassjazz.
I'm Dalton. You can find me everywhere at Daltonians TF, YouTube Daltonian95 whenever I upload.
You can find me here on YouTube as Sportimus and on Instagram and Facebook as Sportimus Prime and Twitter.
And you can find me G1Xtron on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram at G1Xtron. So, all right, let's get into no Mount Rushmore. We ain't got time for that stuff. In fact, we haven't done Mount Rushmore in 6 months or something like that. So I think we've almost covered everything. So we'll have to come up with something different. I have an idea. I was thinking about this, but the show's be a little long today since we got the topic, and plus we have a month worth of stuff to cover.
And
but maybe for the next show, we do a tier list of Joe vehicles.
Ooh, I'm down.
That. Yeah. So, all right. So let's get started with your figure of the month. I got figure of the last 2 weeks.
I got a few things, but yeah,
Okay.
it'll go quick.
I already put everything up except for one.
All right. I'm gonna go a little bit vintage. Speaking of Joe vehicles, as a segue, so I went to Joe Fest a few weeks ago. I posted some of the stuff I got on Instagram, so you can check out Instagram if you want to see that stuff. But there's a few things I held back, including this vehicle, which I've never had. It is the Cobra Maggot.
Really?
Usually when I go to a Joe convention, I usually buy potluck of stuff, but I try to always come away with at least one vehicle that I never owned that I can actually build, that's boxed and hasn't been touched before. And this year it was the Cobra Maggot. So
now,
hopefully,
is that like an articulated tank, like it kind of like some of those Snowcats where they have two sets of treads?
It'll separate.
Yeah, it separates into like 3 different battle.
The
It's got
top
some
can
battle
come off
platforms.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
that one, so I was surprised you didn't have that one before.
Yeah, I've never had.
But I
this
had
one.
I had a lot of them too.
So that's the vintage pickup, and then modern stuff. The stuff is starting to flow. Had a guy that got a case of these in. I just got one each, but the stuff is starting to flow. I got some Python Patrol, got a Viper, got a Bat. They don't disappoint. It's everything you liked about the original.
Target still says like pre-order, but like still like it doesn't tell you a release date. Like even like, hey, August, or fourth quarter or something. It just says pre-order. No date, nothing.
My buddy got it from Hong Kong. I know he got a case of stuff, and I got one each of these. And there's some other stuff coming that hopefully I'll have it by next show. Could be this week, but yeah, G.I. Joe stuff starting to flow. I love I thought I was gonna like the Bat more because he's got like the straight up logo on the chest, and that's kind of fun. But I think I like the Viper more, like with the backpack and stuff, like the way that they distributed the colors. I don't know if you can see it, but just it's a nice distribution of the Python pattern on the arm with the Cobra logo and the backpack. Just I really like the colors and everything on this figure. It turned out looking really, really nice. Now I hope I can find maybe 3 of them. I'm not going to do as many as I do the regular. I think the special forces, I think I'll do maybe 3 of each for the specials.
I see. I'm doing 2 of those versus the other ones I do 4 of. So plus they limited me to 2, so I was like, all right, that's fine. So because they're just going to come out with every damn color of them. So
you know they are.
We're going to look today. There's already crimson bats too. So I'm like, shit, you're going to have a whole detox just full of bats.
Pretty much.
The Bat Cave.
What do you got, Dalton?
Well, I've got two things, so I'm kind of been on the rolls too. But the first one is the Cobra Officer that I just got in a few days ago.
Nice.
So I've got another one on pre-order through Big Bad, I think. So I'm gonna have
Someday we'll
those
get it.
flanking my Snake Supreme Cobra Commander.
Good figures.
And then this just came in a couple days ago, and I got a second one to get signed at BotCon, but I got the Legacy G-Axis.
Yeah,
And
Amazon
he's
did
a
good
fun
sending those out. Yeah,
So
I like
really
him. He
fun.
just feels a little bit different, you know. He just
Well,
feels different from our usual.
The only thing I don't like is the shade of white they use is similar to that of Snapdragon, so it's like weird cream color. I just hope it doesn't yellow like some of the other white
The
figures.
newer plastics lately. Yeah. That's a new problem that they're having now. It's weird.
Yeah, apparently they might have figured out what it is, and it just boils down to cheap plastic. Like they went to a cheaper plastic, and
Probably.
I noticed with when I was opening the Star Wars figures, the Leia, because she's that flesh tone. Like I'm sitting there bending, like you take them out of the package and you're like, all right, let me, get them all warmed up and stuff.
Yeah.
Always with the flesh tone, it's like I feel like I'm gonna just trying to bend the knee. I feel like I'm gonna rip the entire knee off. So it's I don't know. It's those light colored plastics. That just they're not good.
Well, then, the jet mode is definitely weird, very hollow underneath, but robot mode, I absolutely love it. And I do love the fact that he's got the opening hands. So
yeah,
that's
some dynamic
cool.
poses. So yeah, different leader of the Decepticons other than Megatron and Galvatron.
Real quick, we got Toy Mafia joining us. Says what's up. Randy Book says how's it going, guys? And Art, he says hello, everyone. Man, you guys sure have changed since last I saw you. Yeah, I mean it's been a while. So, what you got, Sport?
I got a couple things. Well, I got a lot of things, but two main things. Beastman, Master of the Universe.
Okay,
another good figure.
I didn't think I was going to like this alternate armor, but I decided to keep it on for a little bit before I switch out to the more traditional. But, this Mattel really stepped up. This is good products that they're putting out with the Masterverse line. He's huge.
I'm boycotting them.
It's cool. I'm glad you took to the new Eternia, like the subtle. Sometimes they're subtle, sometimes they're more, but
yeah,
it's cool to hear that you like those because I mean, you're a guy, you definitely like your nostalgia, your vintage nostalgia.
I do.
If they can hook you, then they stand a good chance of keeping that line kind of fresh, going back and forth between nostalgia and giving you options for new.
Well, for nostalgia, I got the classics line.
Yeah, the origins.
That hits my buttons right there. The classics, MOTU classics line, and the origins line. So it's a double whammy for me. So it's kind of a it's different but familiar. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it allows having the other two lines, the other line origins. It allows them to kind of break out just a little bit to see if people will respond to a shoulder pad on Zodak or Beastman's alternate look. I love that.
Yeah, so far people are kind of liking it. And the other one I found was late last night at Walmart was Perceptor.
Oh, nice.
Another good figure.
Which is the first time I've seen him in store. So I snagged him and haven't had a chance to open him because I got him last night. But happy about that one. And that's about it. Best Autobot
I've been not buying the Masterverse stuff because I'm protesting Mattel. Give me one Filmation figure, my classic Filmation, one a wave, one every 2 waves. Do that for me.
You never know.
And I'll buy. Well, I thought they were because they were like, "Hey, Masterverse, we're doing everything," and I'm like, "Really?" Because I don't see one Filmation. The classic style Filmation. Y'all haven't done one of those yet, so
you'll know soon because they're doing some big panels at SDCC.
Yeah,
and I'm sure they'll make their way to YouTube for sure. But they've got a lot of stuff that they're planning. They're supposed to be doing it really big, from what the rumors everybody's are talking about.
All right.
So
Hopefully.
You'll know.
see.
What is that, next week? I think that's next. Is that next weekend? When's
2 weeks.
SDCC?
2 weeks, 21st.
Yeah, so
like
we'll
that?
know by the next show.
21st,
You'll know for
22nd.
sure.
Oh well, stop by the panel whenever you guys go by the Hasbro booth and pick up all your Hasbro exclusives at the con. Stop by the panel and let me know how it goes. So,
Or it doesn't go. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's a little
Mhm.
side joke because there's not going to be any figures by Hasbro.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Okay, I figured you knew about
Oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew.
So
It's all gonna be online
Sports
stuff.
like, yeah. When we pick up our exclusives. Now, your exclusives are how are they doing it? They're like, come buy your exclusives, and then we mail them.
Come pre-order.
Yeah,
Are they doing
basically, it's
pre-orders at the booth?
Yeah.
Come to the con. That's hard to get to and expensive, and you have to be around a ton of people and body odor just to pre-order exclusives. It's like, what? I could have done this at from my
At
desk
home.
at home. Yeah, so
That's right. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So for my figure, I don't know if Rick showed this off already, but we've been waiting a long time.
I haven't opened her.
I just opened her today, so I went with this pose. It's not too bad.
Are you happy?
Nice.
Oh yeah,
We finally got it.
Yeah,
Anybody
she-
that's
she
been
did
watching
pull this-
Cybercast, they know. Everybody, I feel like if anybody's been watching Cybercast for a few years,
well shit. We pre-ordered her 2 years ago.
that's right.
she did postpone. Yeah, whenever I was like, yeah, I need you to look for a package. Do you know when it's coming? I'm like, they just said they're gonna ship it. She said, I don't know, like, when did you order it? I was like, 2020, like in the beginning of 2020.
Jeez.
That's
Been that long.
that tracks. The funny thing is, we were asking for Ahsoka. I mean, like what, 6 years ago, at least. I mean, it's been a
We've
long
been
time.
pounding the table, Rick, you and I,
Yeah,
for a long
time.
And
And the funny
Ventress.
thing is, we now have. I mean, they have a whole line of Clone Wars Hot Toys now, including vehicles. But Takara yet to give us that Galvatron.
Yeah.
I mean, we have
2 more weeks.
premium. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's nuts that hasn't happened, but Ahsoka happened, and now we have another one on the way later. But this one is that Clone Wars one.
I think Takara is just. I think they've had it for years, and they are just screwing with me until I say, "All right, it's never gonna happen." And then tomorrow, the next day, they'll be like, "Hey, look what's
Right,
coming
right.
up!
They have it.
MPG1 Galvatron."
Yeah.
There it is.
So after I've pretty much sold all my MPs, so I would probably still just buy him and just have him though. All right, so we also before we get into the screen share and all that stuff, Rick, you want to kick it off with a topic you kind of came up with?
Yeah, so this topic spurred out of, my kid went to Joe Fest with me. He's been to a comic convention before, but he'd never been to like a specific kind of like brand convention. And this one obviously is G.I. Joe focused. Is in Georgia. And I think this stemmed out of the fact that with Hasbro, and he's 9 right now. So if you think about the last few years and how it's gone, even before the world was on fire, this was a problem that existed, and we've talked about it on here, and that's distribution. And sometimes they fixed it, sometimes it's still broken. But comparing like our experience at this convention, and if you think about it, look how often and how many conventions there are now. Just for G.I. Joe, I mean, there's at least 10, maybe more that I don't even know about. There's a bunch of them, and they just keep growing. People love the conventions. And the difference between the experience that we have at store level, my kid will do things around the house to earn extra money. And then he's got, grandparents and family, and they send him stuff. So he always saves his money for sometimes a vacation, sometimes, something like this, sometimes just to go to the store and find some stuff. But we usually go out. Now we're going out a little more often. So probably like once a week we go out. I carry him with me. And week after week, you know, we both struggle with finding specifically G.I. Joe and Star Wars at a store level where, you know, when you have money and you can't give it to them because you can't find it. Online sometimes it's a different story. We definitely have more access online, but this, I'm talking about store level. Walk into a store and more often than not, I'd say 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10 times we leave with nothing, especially classified Joe.
You can buy Lando.
Yeah, we can find some of those guys. Yeah. So that's a problem. Now, here's the difference. We walk into, and you know, it's one of those things where I feel like I've put, it's fun. So don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I've put a lot of effort into educating my kid about what's out there. Stuff I grew up with. Sometimes he shares stuff that he sees now, but we talk a lot. A lot of times we take walks and we talk for an hour. And honestly, the main topic we talk about is toys, old toys, new toys, stuff like that. So I've educated him on a lot of different brands and things like that. So he's fairly educated about the 80s toys and a lot of the different lines and stuff. So what I found is right now at 9 years old, he's never been as interested in G.I. Joe and Star Wars and even wrestling and He-Man than he is right now. He's picking up books I have around, like the Balamo book, any book that you can look through and see what was available and what is out there on the vintage market or at a con. And he knows what's coming up because we watch the Hasbro teams talk about what's coming up and stuff like that. So he's super interested, but he can't buy stuff at store level. And unless I pre-order stuff for him and myself, usually we don't see it. All right, so that's one side of it. And there's a distribution problem. It's been there before the world was broken. Now, look, juxtaposition that with Joe Fest, this con. It's a pretty large one. And we walk into a room and the things that he, you know, gravitates, it's a Joe convention, but they have tons of other stuff. There's vintage He-Man, modern He-Man, all Star Wars, all kinds of stuff. And Visionaries, they have everything. Sectars. I saw a guy buy a boxed Hive. So anyway, this dealer room was pretty impressive. But he gravitates to, and he was wanting, I knew he had a list going into this. I said, you need to be organized. Try to think about a list. Otherwise, it'll blow your mind when you walk in the room for the first time. You've never been around this. He wanted a bridge layer. Okay. We went to the toy department's table. I've bought from them many times. Shop in Ohio, but they don't do online. You have to either go to the shop or find them at a con. So went to their table, found the bridge layer, found one for me, found one for him. $35 each. Complete. Stickers were excellent. Unbelievable price. You can't get that on eBay. Next thing, he wanted a snowcat. Found a snowcat, about $50. Complete. Frostbite was separate. Found that. So the things that he was most interested in at the convention, especially seeing it all laid out on tables, was vehicles and just a ton of figures to choose from. This is the only time at a convention right now, it's the only time that you could educate or tell your kid what it was like when we were growing up, when there wasn't a distribution problem. And there is a distribution problem. And it is to be fixed. So it's a completely opposite situation where there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of G.I. Joe characters to choose from. And I mean, his little brain was going a mile a minute because he had a few things he knew he wanted. They had them. It was right there. He could feel it. He could touch it. He could see it. There are other kids there, other adults. I mean, it's full of stuff. It's the exact opposite of what we're seeing at store level. And it's not
like a regular retail in the 80s.
Yeah, it's the closest thing you can get to retail of the 80s. And there's going to be people maybe, and this, let me communicate. This isn't about the teams that we see when a Joe the fan event happens or a Star Wars fan event. Look, the the folks that are sculpting and making these, and even some of the PR, not all of it, some of the PR, I don't have a problem there. These figures are amazing that we're getting the classified stuff that we're getting. They brought back O-rings, whether they're better or less, that's not the point. The fact is, they're giving us some of the things that we want. It's not that team. It's the people that are dealing with the business end of it and the distribution. Why can't we go to a store and have an experience where you can go choose what you want from a big variety and come home with it? Why can't we give you our money? So I think that this problem that we've been talking about for years, it's still there. And this was a problem before, so I don't want to hear excuses that it's, it's the logistics with shipping and everything is backed up right now because the world was broken for 2 years.
We've been talking about this prior to 2 years.
It was all, yeah, we've been talking about it before. But from my end, I have it's not a unique experience, but with the 4 of us, it's unique to me, is I have my own point of view, but I have another point of view with a 9-year-old. And frankly, I feel like, I consider myself to be a steward of the brand, because not only do I push this stuff on my friends, but I also have educated and let my kid choose what he likes. And he always tells me what he likes. But I can't give him that experience of, in other words, I've done my part, Hasbro. I've done my part, He's telling his friends about it at school. I know for a fact that 2 of his friends know what G.I. Joe is now, and they did not before. So we've gone beyond our own household into other people's houses. I've done my part. And obviously I've been, putting money into this brand for years, but I need them.
You baited his hook and all his friends' hooks, and they're ready to cast it out into the pond. But Hasbro's like, forgot to fill the fish tank.
Exactly.
Or even, stock the pond.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm
exactly
talking about. The fish tank, it's a man-made pond. So
yeah, I mean, that's just one little part. I know you guys all have unique perspectives about how it's going, but from my end, they have to fix the distribution so that new kids, new collectors, fringe collectors, because there are a ton of fringe collectors too that could end up being brand stewards one day, or just folks that are really hardcore into it. There's a potential for it, but you're not going to get it with these pre-orders and these 25-minute Hasbro team shows with the pre-orders. It's just not cutting it. And it's not those teams. This is not a problem with the people sculpting the figures. The product overall, the product is a good product.
Randy Book says, I never find Star Wars or G.I. Joe. 50,000 Marvel Legends all over the place. But why is it so easy to get Marvel stuff? And
I agree, Randy.
I mean, I guess because they keep on coming out with those Marvel movies, so they're always like, hey, we got to get that, because they'll buy it all up. People that aren't even collectors, they'll buy that stuff. But I got to think that Star Wars is just as popular. I mean, they're not having movies come out like 3 or 4 a year.
You got the Netflix stuff,
But I mean, like, even that, like, all I've seen is Lando for a long time. I saw Echo this morning, but not the rest of the way, which I didn't even want that figure. So,
I haven't seen any of that new wave. All I've seen is vintage Leia and Obi-Wan, and then for the past year and a half, just Grief Karga and Queel.
Same here.
Like, there's been nothing new for Black Series. I just seen that they stocked the Clone Wars 3 3/4 inch stuff.
Art says the only G.I. Joe figures I've seen in stores are those cheap-looking Super 7 3-inch figures. Yeah, the reaction ones, I guess you're talking about.
The movie ones.
The movie ones, dude. Each Walmart, the 2 Walmarts that I go to, like on my way home, Saturday when I get off work, I could stop by this one Walmart because it's close to work, and then I go to the other one that's by Target, and I usually get my groceries and stuff there. So there's the two largest Walmarts in my area. I go by, they both have like 30 something of that Snake Eyes movie figures. And I'm just like, is this why we're not getting the stuff? You know, because like I remember when I said it from the beginning, I'm like, they sent way too much of this stuff. They saw how passionate we were about the classified stuff, and you coming out with our, vintage, representations or very close to them, and that we like would just buy them out, like no one could keep them in stock. For then I feel like they overcorrected that with the movie stuff and hoping that this movie was going to be a smash hit and that was really going to help sell toys, but it did not. And they're still asking full price.
We knew that. We knew that the movie was not going to live up to what people remember about G.I. Joe. It never has. And will I live to see that? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
The reason I thought this was a good topic too, I just want to put this out there. With Cybercast, I don't know if we get the amount of views that some of the other like G.I. Joe, Super G.I. Joe, Super Star Wars channels that are doing it every week. But I know for a fact that Hasbro has watched, and I've talked in my DMs with some people from Hasbro in the last few years, whether it was through some of the toy photography I was doing or some of the stuff on here. I know they watched. They've told me they watched. And I think it's important that everybody keeps small channels, big channels, everyone that loves, whether it's G.I. Joe or Star Wars. I think, we just have to keep that communication going. Years ago, Cybercast, all of us were talking about how popular 6-inch G.I. Joes would be. We talked about it all the time. It made both this show and another smaller show called Galactic Gumbo that we did. We talked about it constantly. We even got into some good back and forth conversations with 3 3/4, hardcores about it.
Yeah,
now look, it worked.
The Hardcore Joe podcast back then, they would go back and forth with me because they were like, no, 3 3/4 inch, that's the only Joe. And I'm like, well, you do realize that these dudes were like bigger, back in the day. So like, your our grandfathers would be like 3 3/4 inch isn't Joe either. I'm like, but back then it was Big Jim, I don't want to say Migo, but Big Jim and $1 Million Man and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My dad, he makes a joke. I was like, yeah, Dad, remember $1 Million Man and stuff like that? He goes, and how that was like a lot of money back, or it's $6 Million Man. That was a lot of money back then to put into someone. He goes, that wouldn't even buy you an offensive lineman today. So but
the other thing outside of the 6-inch, we also said, hey, when G.I. Joe comes back, and we know it will because there was a lull for a while, we need to have media. And the only thing that they've really done is they did do the thing we said about at the least put it on YouTube and just run the cartoons so people can find it. And I've noticed that my kid has found it and then told his friends about it. And it's usually on YouTube all the time. It's usually live on YouTube. It's been live for the last few days. So you can always catch cartoons. They did that as well, which we did talk about.
That's smart.
As a bare minimum. We talked about what can you do for a bare minimum, and that was it. So they've done a lot of the things we talked about, but the distribution, this is us saying it's still a problem, and getting new people into this is even harder unless you're already hardcore and ordering from your BBTS Entertainment Earth situations. You're not growing new people, and you need to. And that Snake Eyes movie, it's not going to cut it. Distribution, getting it at store level. We're doing the work. You got to meet us on that.
Here's another thing. Like, one, we're adults, so like, we buy stuff that we wouldn't be able to when we were kids, and as soon as we see it, we buy it immediately because we know what we want. We see stuff coming down the pipeline. When we were children, we didn't have that option, and this kind of goes to what you were saying, Rick, that in the 80s, like, I'd play soccer, right? Well, I played all these sports, but like soccer was my main thing. And my grandpa would say, and Joes were like less than $3, And so it was like, you get a goal, you get a Joe. Like as soon as the game was over, we went straight to Toys R Us or wherever, and then pick whatever G.I. Joe figure you want. You know, you get 2 goals, you get 2 Joes, 3 Joes, or 3 goals, you can get 3 Joes, or you can get a Transformer. You know, within the price range. You know, like I couldn't come home with like Triptychon or something like that. You know, for 3 goals, like so. But you know, that was something that, you know, an incentive, and I would be excited. You know, not the whole, you know, excited to play sports, but the like I got this, like I set goals for myself and literally and made goals, and then as soon as we got done, we went straight to Toys R Us, and then we could spend an hour in there because it was just wall to wall pegs full, just, you know, all these GI Joes, and I would pick out like 10 of them. Like, say if I would only get like 2 of them, I'd pick out 10 and lay them all down and start doing eliminations, you know, until I worked down to the, you know, the 2 that I decided I wanted to go home with. And I couldn't wait till next week, because I knew next week there's guaranteed that I have a game, and it's guaranteed that if I score, we're going to go to Toys R Us again, and they are going to have plenty of stock of stuff that I don't have yet. You know, today you couldn't tell Xander, hey, you know, whatever sport, hey, you scored 2 goals. Well, 1, Toys R Us doesn't exist, but hey, we're going to go to Walmart and Target, and then you pick out 2 Joes that you want. Chances are he's either already got them, or they're not going to be there.
They're not going to be there.
And they had aisles of them, not just one aisle, but aisles.
Yeah. And I'd be satisfied with 2 pegs, 2 pegs of figures that keep flowing. We don't have that, at least where I'm at. I mean, we don't have that. Now, the movie, like Josh said, they had them for the movie like that.
They have 1 peg with the figures up, and the rest of them are stacked up like on top of the riser or whatever, so people can't even get to them. And again, the employees, they're not like putting 1 of each character or anything like that and rotating, you know, like, oh, we sold these. They're just grabbing the next 3 and put them on there. Hell, they could all be the same character, even though they have everyone represented, and they're all up there and no one can get up there, you know, unless you find a ladder or something like that. So it's there's a lot that goes into it. So you know, but just to like you couldn't tell Xander, like, okay, there weren't any Joes that you wanted. What about Star Wars? You know, it was like, okay, so there's no Star Wars figures that you wanted. So what about?
Do you know what he does? So this isn't a what if situation. This is a real situation. This happens all the time. So do you want to know what he does when the Joes aren't there? When there's no pre-orders that came in that I give him as like a checkmark prize, or the stuff that we do, you know, here, and there's no Star Wars new on this. He likes the little Star Wars. The Joes, he collects the classified and the small stuff. You know, we collect both of that. But where I like the Black Series and the vintage collection, he really likes the vintage collection, and he's always asking me on that end, you know, where's the Bad Batch? How do you have 6-inch versions of the whole team, but they don't have any for the 3 3/4? And I said, that's a great question. That's a great question. The adults are asking Hasbro every time they do a live event or a private event for influencers. And I watch all those videos. I keep up with all that stuff. And they're getting asked that question all the time. So what he does in those situations, he gives his money to Mattel. We give our money to Mattel. Either He-Man, which is easier to find, or WWE, which he also absolutely loves. So every time we go to the store and we can't give Hasbro our money, we're giving it to Mattel. That's the truth, and that's not a what if. That happens all the time. So there you go.
And the thing is, Hasbro owns so many brands that we collect. You know, like Marvel Legends even are in there. You know, like kind of cherry pick through those. But you know, Marvel Legends, Star Wars, Transformers, G.I. Joe, like, dude, those are the 4 big ones. Like, hell, you guys buy Ninja Turtles and Thundercats, then you're gonna have all my money. You know?
When I asked him why he was so excited about going to Joe Fest, you know, his first like toy brand convention, easy answer, very quick. It's a room full of toys that you can buy. That's his perspective at 9 years old. pretty much my perspective. Every BotCon I ever went to, that was the perspective I went in with, especially the first few.
Ready Book says, look at McFarlane. No distribution problems. They're always full. McFarlane.
That's true.
New stuff. Walmart, Target.
Mm-hmm.
They're packed. Hell, in Target, they got McFarlane stuff in like 4 different places. Just in case you miss it, like here it is in another place. Yeah, it's all over the place.
Same thing with the Jurassic Park. Easy to find.
I would bet that internally, the folks that we see, you know, on the Joe brand, whether it's Lenny or Emily or the Star Wars brand or all the different teams that we see, you know, representing and doing all the work for the brands we like, I would imagine that they are on the same exact page that we are, and probably more, because everything they work on all year long is not getting into everybody's hands. Think about that for a second. All the work that you do is not getting all the places it should. I'm betting they're on our page. That's what I bet.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like that, the doing all the exclusive stuff and having you track stuff down that way, surely doesn't help either.
The exclusives, too many.
Right.
I know that's they've explained to us. I believe all the teams have explained to us. This includes Transformers too. I think they've explained to us that that's the only way that we get the deep end of the brand pool, right? We've heard that.
I thought it was more like Target. Hey, if we're going to give you, you know, buy this many from you, then we want these many number of exclusives.
Yeah, it's that as well, but it doesn't allow them to give us just a deeper. In other words, you know, that's why we're getting Python Patrol and Tiger Force, and from Transformers we get like what Road Rage and what are some of the
old BotCon characters.
That makes sense though for the exclusives, like, you know, Python Patrol, Tiger Force, stuff like that, Night Force, like all that stuff. That makes sense.
Yeah,
for exclusives, you know, it's the same thing that we always say with the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, to where it's like it's something niche, to where it's like cool, but I don't have to have it, you know.
Yeah.
So as long as they do something like that when they're doing exclusives, that's fine. But whenever they're just like, yo, the basic Cobra Trooper is an exclusive,
right, the best one.
The Viper is an exclusive. Like, I'm sorry, excuse me.
Or even like with Transformer stuff. Let's make Amazon, or let's make Ironhide and Ratchet Amazon exclusives that you don't want the other figure in that box set for.
Yeah,
and you know, by the time you do get them, or by the time it starts shipping out, we'll either cancel it or it'll be damaged.
Yeah. I never
or
got
it'll
it.
Just pre-sell out to where you can't even get the cone heads for less than $400.
That's the thing is, so we're still talking about the distribution, because when we're talking about the Target exclusives, those things didn't even hit the pegs. It was like me and 10 other people just waiting at the front of Target, because we knew that this was release date, and heading back there and then like asking, so hey, you know, we're the G.I. Joes, and they come out with the case and like they don't even get it open, and then everyone's just reaching in, not even caring what they grab, and pulling out, you know, and getting something. And to me, where I'm like, dude, I like the army build, and I want one of each of them, you know, and then with the army builds, I want multiple, you know, like I'd buy this whole case from you, plus I need more, but now I've got to, like, there's 10 of us, and there's 10 in this box, where everyone kind of had a gentleman's agreement, like, hey, everyone gets one, you know, we'll make sure. I'm like, that is the polite way to do it, but I don't want to do it that way. I want the whole case. So I'm like, whatever. And then you have to hope that they get another one in, and then you're there, you know. So it seems like they recognized that later on, to where it was like, hey, all those exclusives from Target, like, hey, they're at BBTS now and like other places.
Yeah. A few on Pulse, really, you know, really quickly, but it's available just a little bit. They figured it out. But the distribution thing, we've been talking about it for years. Like we said, it's been broken before everything went broken. So they just need to fix it. They've done a lot of things that we've talked about already, but the distribution and being able to have product on the shelf, so whether it's your kids or you or anybody that you want to share the brand with, they can't keep growing. Yeah, you can do a Hiss lab that can be a Hiss has lab, and it can be super popular, and that's great. Your hardcores most of them are buying 3 to 5. A lot of them are buying 3 or 5 of them and making it super popular. But you need to be able to introduce it to other people, and just having it at store level is really important. It's not just the adults; it's new people, it's kids. You just need to have it at store level in some capacity.
Randy Book says Clone Troopers should never be exclusives, and that's what I would agree with like all army builders. Like they should be evergreen.
Should be evergreen. Always available.
All right, Dalton, Sport, y'all have anything you want to add real quick? Because we do have quite a bit of stuff to share.
No, I'm good.
I'm pretty much in agreement. Like they really need to fix that. So.
All right, guys, don't freak out. Don't freak out. All right, so apparently this dude's name is Laserbeak. What?
He appeared in Dark of the Moon in that form for like 2 seconds.
Hang on, you're taking Dalton's job. You're taking Dalton's job.
Sorry, Dalton.
Explain yourself.
It was I don't need to explain myself because no, this is trash. But it is actually from a 5-second scene in the movie. Laserbeak gets sent to assassinate one of the astronauts or one of the people that worked with the astronauts, and he turns into a little 3-foot bumblebee to, hide with this little girl and her parents, and then he transforms back and
have tea.
Yeah, this was in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, not the vehicle mode, just the robot without the door wings.
I don't remember any of that, but I mean,
this is just to get the. I'm assuming just to get the repaint that people don't want out before they put it out as Bumblebee.
Yeah,
it's
do your job.
It's not even a cash grip. It's not a cash grip because no one's going to buy it.
It's not. I can't even do it. This thing's going to be a peg warmer. I can't do it.
That's the GM changed their logo. I thought it was uppercase letters. Whatever.
But
maybe it's those knockoff companies that get licensed to Ford, and it's not even a real license. I
have no idea why they even bother with it.
This is a little bitty Ratchet. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's to go with. There's a listing for Voyager, Ratchet, and Ironhide. I'm assuming this is just to go with your G1 core class stuff, like the Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream. I mean, it looks good for what it is.
Art. Well, look at the rooms. Art said it was pink, wasn't it, in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, not that weird magenta. One thing about this Ratchet that I do like is the fact that they got around the Red Cross issue by using the Star of Life symbol that you'll see at hospitals.
Yeah.
I work at a hospital. I don't think I've seen that symbol. So I think
you've never seen the star with the snake on the needle.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they just put the Autobot symbol there instead of the.
I don't drive an ambulance, so.
Ambulance. Yeah.
Ambulam.
All right. So Voyager, correct?
C. Yep.
Why? I don't understand why. I mean, we already have this figure in deluxe, and he's great. I don't even care about Armada, but I thought he was a cool looking thing, and he looks like he transforms the same way too.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of this borrowed engineering. It seems like they're pulling what they pulled with the Earthrise Seekers with this.
Yeah.
Similar engineering. Yeah. Adding some new stuff like the cannons that can actually flip forward.
Yep.
The original did that, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. They got rid of the Minicon pegs, but they did add. I think the real one's going to have the red sword to make it look like it was glowing in the show, and then toy molded Star Saber in the glowing colors from the show. So
Okay.
that's
Okay.
the Minicon Star Saber.
I'll take your word for it.
I like it.
I
And
like both
then
of these.
this thing Inferno.
For the
Talk about it.
royalty.
Talk about it, Dalton. What do you like? What don't you like?
What I don't like is the fact that they gave him the wrong weapon, but we went about that ad nauseum in the Stasis Lock show. But I mean, if you wanted to do what the original did, just get the original. Like,
Pretty much, yeah.
but for the most part, I like what it is. I like how he's got the articulated mouth in robot mode, so you can have him doing
Yeah, I like
the
that.
weird scream.
That's cool. Yeah.
I like that because it emulates the cartoon and what you remember about that character in the cartoon. You know,
Oh, he's a
screaming for the
maniac.
royalty and all this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he's a
I like
fire
that they
ant,
did
isn't he?
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Dude, you ever stepped in a fire ant hill?
Once.
Dude.
Once.
Okay. Well, I got a story
Never
for you off air. But it was a terrible experience. Jesus.
But
all right, this guy.
looks great.
All
I mean, looks a lot better than what he could have been. Although, what he could have been wouldn't have been too bad because I kind of missed the stuff with Generations where they kind of do their own thing, just stylize them instead of being super slavish.
Yeah.
I decided
kinda missed
I'm
that,
selling all my generation ones. All the little mini bots. Almost have all of them, I think.
Yeah.
Trying
So
to sell
initially
them.
they were gonna go with the Origin Bumblebee mold, but I'm glad they went with a completely new mold for him.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's a deluxe.
it's one of those things. I didn't need it, but I like what they. I mean, I like what they did with it.
Yeah, I still love the Little Legends one, but yeah, this one's gonna be better for scale.
Yeah.
All right, Slicer. And what is it, exosuit or something?
Yeah, based on the exosuit that he had with the Action Master toy.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't understand why he's part of the Shattered Glass line if they're just going to give him a regular Decepticon symbol.
I don't know. I did buy it immediate though. It checked boxes for me.
I really want to get a second one, but I don't want to pay $50 for it.
This is $50.
So that way I can have Slicer and it's $48 because you're paying for 2 deluxes.
Yeah.
And then the comic.
Like,
I want a Slicer and a Shattered Glass Wheeljack. Yeah,
dude, they changed prices so many damn times that I didn't even remember how much deluxes were. I thought they were still 20.
I really like that they did another year. I know some people don't care for the SG stuff, but I'm just going to have a good life experience with it, and I love what they do with the last 2 years of the SG stuff. I really enjoy it. So
I just love it as a concept, and I really do like the fact that with him they're given the Energon downshift blasters like the old BotCon Slicer head.
Yeah.
And yes, they're translucent. Laugh it up.
At least you got to it before we did. You cut it off.
All right.
Gold Bug.
I am looking forward to this.
Head is dead on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they went with the runabout and runabout engineering to have the fake 4 wheels on the feet. But still glad it's the actual Volkswagen mold, unlike the Shattered Glass Gold Bug.
Yeah. Are they going to come out with the rest of the throttle bots?
I don't know. This is part of the buzzworthy line, so who knows?
Yeah. Part of the 4-pack. Yeah.
Like this is what I would like from Hasbro. Again, it's like, hey, we're coming out with a Dinobot. Hey, I want your promise. You're going to come out with all the Dinobots in the right size and same scale, right?
Yeah.
Because we've done this before where they're like, here's your 3 Insecticons, and then here's Chop Shop, which it was a repaint of Shrapnel or Scrapnel, whatever the hell they called them. But basically Shrapnel. But then it was like, we're not giving you the other 3, Venom and whatever the other 2 names are. Ransack and something else.
Garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was like they gave you one, and then it was like they never gave you the other three, and I'm glad I didn't buy it, because the whole thing is like they're sets. Run amok, run about, they go together. The Dinobots go together. The combiners, they're a team. The Seekers, the three Coneheads together, the other, Starscream, and his buddies, they go together. I want to know that I'm getting all the same scale and I'm getting the team. Goldbuck, he's one of 6. Am I correct on the Autobots? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Like if they came out and said you're gonna get all 6 Autobots at this size, so they're all on scale with each other, I buy them. Like, put in the pre-order, I'm buying them. They haven't come out with that, and too many times I've been led down this road and left with incomplete sets, and then they're like, a couple years later, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna like re-jump this thing, like they did with the Seekers, like they did with the Dinobots, like they're doing with the Stunticons again, like they're doing the Insecticons, Pretenders. Like I've played this game with you guys too many times to where and like what is it, Ransack?
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Remember the Chop Shop, he was the little bitty guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So hey, you can just throw that figure away now, because he's not with what they're doing now.
Right.
So that's my problem. When they do these Transformers, because so many of them have teams, and it would be like, they come out with the Astro Train, he's a certain size, and then we're gonna be getting a Blitzwing, and then if they came out with Octane and then made him Legend scale, it's like no, that's not right,
Yeah.
Yep.
That Ransack looks good, with that new head sculpt looks awesome.
Yeah,
and then Scorponok, based on the toy deco with the clear purple bits. And then they actually advertise on the instructions that you can swap the heads out, so you get the toy and cartoon heads on Scorponok and Waspinator, or the robot and mutant head.
Oh, it's actually pulled them off.
Yep.
Okay.
Then the Sky Wasp.
Yeah, this one
really
I have
dig
no
the
idea.
colors.
Yeah.
Well, this is based on the Rooters, and then the Halloween HorrorCon Waspinator that never got made. But I love the color on that head sculpt with the blue.
That is a cool head. Kind of looks like a bat.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dalton, you ever been stung by a wasp?
Thankfully not.
Dude, because if you've been stung by a wasp, you've been stung by multiple wasps, because they're not like bees where they like I got one shot, and I'm dead. Wasp,
oh, they keep going.
If you piss them off, they go get all their friends, and then they come like a gang, and then they're all stinging you, and then they just take over your backyard for hours. So Tonka Devastator.
Why?
Tonka Stater. Yeah.
I don't remember the outside on G1 it being like this. I remember they're like at least in molds of treads. Am I correct there, Rick?
Yeah, this is just Tonkified.
So it's made to look cheap.
Yeah, it's made to look like those. Do they still make the big metal, like the steel things you play with in the sandbox?
They're all plastic now.
Yeah,
no.
Dude,
they're all plastic.
Those things got lead paint in them.
I mean, when I was growing up, they were. I don't know if you guys had them, but they were big. I mean, these were big vehicles that you played with in the sandbox.
They were all metal. Yeah.
I mean, they were huge, guys, and they would take a beating too.
Dude, my friends and I, we would throw them at each other. So.
Yeah, we would jump. We built ramps and jumped the dump trucks and anything that would roll.
I had this one that was just a big, I think the base of it was like an old dump truck or crane or something, but it had the excavator scoop on it that would swivel around separate from the rest of the truck.
Yeah. This was an easy skip for me. That day was.
It sold out fast. I was
Really?
stunned to see how fast it sold out. Yeah.
No thanks.
Like, why? I mean,
Dude,
if
it just
maybe
even looks cheap.
if you did it with the Titan, maybe, because you could easily convert that into a G2.
The rest of this we already looked at before, which this is all cash
5 years
grab
ago.
because yeah, why are you using old molds?
This is
you
that
know?
Street Fighter stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just found some like old stock, just putting it back out there.
No. And then yeah, what do they call this? IDW.
This is an
or
IDW,
something.
yeah, comic book.
Yep.
Don't care
From
about
the
that.
Spotlight.
So that one, I
that'd
would
be a
definitely,
good,
I would want
triptych
that
store.
one. Is this exclusive?
It's Walmart. It's their
Walmart.
Speedia 500.
I'll get it eventually. I'm not worried about it, but I do want it.
I
like the IDW.
I'd love to get it repainted or retooled as a Transtech Tudor.
Yeah, I mean, it's not impossible.
Fake wheels.
That's easy pass for me. There's some other stuff in. That's easy pass. I didn't even buy skids.
What's weird is they gave her the crosscut head, so she's got the mouth plate. So I guess this unofficially confirms crosscut to go with your Kingdom Road Rage.
She's a Corona, bro.
Colors work at least in robot mode. Vehicle mode still sad. Yeah, I mean, it's more Diaclone stuff for those who like the Diaclone.
Yeah.
If skids goes on clearance, I'll buy him.
He's not a bad figure. He's just the weakest of the first wave.
He's not too bad.
Yeah. Dude, he was weak in G1 too. Actually,
Yeah.
It was one of the last ones of that wave one. The reason why like hardly anyone had him is because he was like the last one to come out of the wave one, and then wave two was already coming in. So
I would like to say that the first time this, we saw the bulkhead and the RC, and we talked about what legacy might be. I remember most of us were against it, and the last time I went in Target and Walmart, they had 20 bulkheads, 5 or 6 RCs. Wow. Just saying. Were we right?
But
I'm pretty sure we were.
All the bulkheads at my store sold out. Like all those on the shelf is
if you
blaster.
need one,
I got a dozen of them I can send you right now.
Yeah, there's 20 of them sitting at the store.
I don't know. I enjoyed the one I got, but
I think that even though Prime was, a while back, I mean, it's the last great, I guess, like TV show or cartoon that we've had, like the Netflix one, like, no one's going to be like, oh, that was great. Yeah. But the last great one was Prime. And so those toys sold. I think that you're not far enough removed from that to where, and those toys were good too, where it's like, hey, let me come out with, your new versions or whatever. Like,
It's also one of those things where it's a competitive market, for your dollar. There's a lot of stuff out. And at the end of the day, if you buy a toy, sometimes, most of the time, you want it to be better than the last version that you bought. If it's not better, do you need to own it? Only if you're a completist.
And the other thing with the price increases, if these deluxes were still $15, I would buy this. No questions asked.
Yeah, that's fair too. Yep.
You know,
I
to where like
missed
all
the
these different ones. So you come out with your clamp down, your deep cover, your red alert, you know, your G2 side swipe, you know, like same thing with the Datsuns, all their little different colors and stuff.
Yep.
I buy them all. Now they're $25. Like I'm looking at that blue streak and I'm like, nah, you know, if it goes on clearance, you know,
it did.
then,
It's
you know,
some stores have it for like $11.97 or something like that. So go check your
I think
Target.
I think it's still like I
Yeah,
think it's
that's a.
$20
I mean, I think
at my Target.
that's a fair perspective for sure.
But
And again, that's where you come into the, you know, like all these like little niche characters, unless someone was like a real big fan, you know, to where like, oh, I never thought I'd see that, like, you know, Dalton did with the Jaxus, you know, and was like, I'm definitely getting that, you know, that's that's probably gonna be the last Jaxus I'll have to buy, you know. With these things, hell, they came out with versions of them a couple years ago. You know, we saw a clamp down not just what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, this Siege or something.
We didn't get them in Siege. This is our first clamp down out of this mold family.
I'm saying, but it was a different mold. It was the Cybertronian.
No, that was the black repaint. What was it called?
It was deep cover.
Deep cover, yeah.
Deep cover. Okay, well, whatever. I mean, you'd want them all to be the, you know, look the same or anything, but
and Tiger Tracks, and I mean, we could go down the list. It's confusing.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this subline. Like, I wanted a chug clamp down. And then that Road Rocket doesn't look too bad. It's not Cosmos. I think we looked at this too.
Cosmos, nice.
Just the fact that he comes with the flag, so you could have it flipped around to be like the last lap flag, or you know, the checkered flag at the end.
But there's no wind in space.
It just stays there then. Maybe there's a rod going through it like the flag on the moon.
Yeah.
Keeps it. Oh, maybe there is on Velocitron, because you got to have some sort of friction.
All right.
Finally, a generation scale road hauler.
Yeah.
I just wish they went with the purple plastic instead of the blue. And they did give him they gave him the shorter pegs on the back, so you don't have to worry about snapping those off.
I love that mold. It's a good mold.
Yeah.
This is Voyager, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
So again, if this was $30, I would have picked up the Art Fire. I would pick up this too, you know.
It is $30.
Wait, what am I?
The art, the Art Fire costs more because it came with the Battle Master.
Yeah.
Am I confusing the prices again?
You might be.
What was Voyager was 25?
It used to be 25.
Or no, it's 20. It was 20. Yeah, it was 20 when deluxes were 15.
Yeah.
God, they've been so many prices. God, back when we were collecting the Prime line, deluxes were $10.
$11.99.
Yeah.
No. I can't wait for this.
They have tripled in price. I mean, we've seen this thing before.
Yeah.
I do like that they're putting in the Armada here and there. I do like that. It just keeps it a little bit fresh, and so it's not just Optimus and Megatron every wave.
I'm glad with her they gave her a fully new mold, because originally they were going to do out of the hot rod, and it did not look good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, look at Minerva, and never mind. I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, I got her pulled up, dude. It's heartbreaking, man. It's like, okay, you know that character you guys have been asking for?
We've been talking about that on here.
Since
we've been talking about
the 80s. That like, hey, You want this character? You want this character? Well, we have decided to throw it on the worst mold we've come out with in years.
Enjoy.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I will. Thank you.
I will say,
good.
Yeah, this one, I thought this looked pretty good. Everybody agrees it's not as good as the original, but that's like, I mean, so long ago, and you're not going to do that.
I can't wait.
The original's
can't
epic,
wait for the Toy Hacks set to make it look like the original.
This is what I'd say about the Minerva. And what's the other female we just saw? Dalton, remind me. What's the Armada girl's name? Override. Sitting at the table, and you know this had to happen. Creative meeting, you're all sitting at the table, you're talking about the characters and the releases, and you go around the table and you're like, brand new mold for Override, but we're finally going to do Minerva, but we're going to give her the worst mold we've ever done. And then someone says, yeah, but people have been asking for it, and I think they'll be happy. They'll just be happy to get the head, just doing like a note. How did they get there?
G1 Minerva. It's based on the recent IDW comics. Like, it's a completely different take.
I know. But I'm saying that they know that people have been asking for. She's been on that list of like things that people have been asking for. It's not just this show.
That know who she is are the ones that want like the G1 Minerva. Like you ask like people that are new collectors or even younger collectors or something like that, Transformers, like they're just getting into Transformers, or they don't know about Minerva from the Japanese series back in the 80s and stuff like that. They don't even know who the hell Minerva is. It like the main, I guarantee you, like if you took 20 people that knew who Minerva was, like 19 of them would say like, we want the G1 Minerva, like G1 style.
I would also say everybody that backed the Star Saber HasLab, all of them would appreciate a G1 Minerva. It's one of those things that if you're on the Hasbro team, you can't even say, well, they could just go buy the vintage one. Nope. You might find a white one that's worth the money if you have that kind of money sitting around. But finding a white one is almost impossible. Almost impossible. I've seen one, and it's so you can't even do that. You can't even buy. You'd have to go Fans Hobby, or they're making us buy the third party.
Oh God, right on cue. God, she's so freaking gross to look at.
I don't know. Roast Melly one, I dig it. Like, to me,
I don't mind the robot mode that much. I can live with the robot mode. I can, but I can't live with the vehicle mode. And there's no way that you like that mode, Dalton. You might think you like that mode.
That turned into a Porsche.
And this looks like kind of like a weird rally fighter.
Okay, I was about to say, and this kind of looks like a Porsche. I'm like, Dalton.
No, it looks
you're
like
getting ejected off the.
It looks like it looks like they put a light bar on a rally fighter and then put that rally fighter on street tires instead of off-road tires. Maybe if they gave for off-road
like
tires,
a Time Derby car that like a 6-year-old would make in like Cub Scouts.
It looks better than it does. It looks better on this color scheme than it ever did on Elita 1. I will give Mike
on a pig. Okay.
Is she at least a headmaster?
No.
Oh,
this version of the character is not a headmaster.
Dude,
lipstick on a pig.
I'm not even buying it. I don't care that it is Minerva and this is like your first opportunity in like 30 something years.
Give it a couple years and we'll get one that is.
Yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't redo her.
I really hope they do all the Headmaster Juniors with Headmasters. I guarantee at some point in the near future they will.
Give her the treatment. Give it to her. That's all she is.
Yeah.
Do you think the Star Saber HasLab they're looking at that as a success, and it is in the pipeline that we're going to get more of the Japanese stuff that we haven't gotten?
Part of a Metal Hawk is in the pipeline.
Yeah, he's part of year 2 of Legacy, at least as far as the listings are concerned. And those listings that Prime finds are usually right on the money.
So I'm just like, Metal Hawk, and then your Victory Saber. I mean, you did Hydra Busta, a couple years ago
They
or
can
whatever.
redo those. They can redo those because
they could redo those.
Don't we have a double clouder as well?
Yep.
We got that. I'm just like,
I feel like Stakeout in that new, the mini con size, that new one that we're getting, a Stakeout that's posable, dude. I would buy. I know I would buy 2 of those.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, the whole team, the whole little 4 team, the fire truck and the little water crap, like they were all in that series. Oh, and like here's the other thing is like, dude, I got that Fangry. It's nice. It's a headmaster. That's why this is what I was talking about earlier, Rick. Like, hey,
finishing the thought. Yep.
Like, those the 3 of them, and then you had the 3 Autobots, like, and their headmasters, like Fangry. You did them right, and then you're gonna come out with this Minerva, which it's the worst mold. It's supposed to look like similar to a Porsche, and you pick like the ugliest vehicle you've done. In at least 10 years that I can think of.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And then it's not even a headmaster on top of that. Anyways, this is some masterpiece. I think it's $150 or something like that.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
I hope we get a
evil
Flash
Prime.
Yeah, I would assume that's such a niche, weird. I mean, it hit Dalton, so 1 out of 4. I'd venture to guess 1 out of 8, but
we didn't even start talking about until it was about the X on it. So, but anyways, $150. There you go. Another masterpiece. Who cares? We're still talking about completing a team. And the other thing was with the Fangry. Like that was one where I didn't buy that 4-pack, but I was like, Mike, dude, if you're buying it, I want the Fangry.
Yeah.
And like whether I had to buy the whole 4-pack myself, keep the Fangry, and try to sell off whatever else it came with, I can't even remember, but I didn't care about it, and just hold on to that and sell it whenever I could. I would have done that because it was done right. It was done the right size. It's a headmaster. It looks good. It was the right amount of tooling. Because it was a retool from one of the Monstructors, I believe.
Or Monsterbots.
Monsterbot. Okay. Yeah. No, not Monstructor. Yeah, you're right. Monsterbots.
We need a Monstructor because we need a Dino King.
Yep.
Yeah. And not some tiny little dude either.
Exactly.
And that's another one. Like if they came out with Dino King and Monstructor, would you buy both, or are you just getting the Dino King?
No, both.
Both. You would do both.
Both.
What if they did the little shells, because the shells were different as well, like the.
Well, see, at that point, they'd have to do it in 4+.
Some of you guys might not like it, but if one of them was a HasLab and the other one was some other like Pulse exclusive, I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah, do Dino King as the HasLab so you could get this a full.
That's exactly right, Dalton. You just hit it on the head. That's why. That is exactly why.
What is
it? Dino King as the HasLabs. That way you could get all the full Pretender shells for them, because the other ones are simple enough to do for the.
I'm just buying the Dino King. Yeah, I would just buy the Dino King then, because God, that's a lot of damn space, man.
They could have so much fun with that set too. Just thinking about what they could do in the HasLab version of Dino King with all the shells too.
Give them the clubs and
They could even do like the cartoony little things that they do everyone, like they did with Sludge, that kind of
with the little big eyes and stuff.
Yeah. Like you could do like a little bit of animated. That screams Cybercast. I feel like that would be a Cybercast special.
Make it a Cybercast exclusive.
There we go.
this right here is a huge pass, just on price alone.
I'm getting these.
I
I have the first one.
Shuiken, or I can't remember this one's name.
So much clear plastic.
Yes, say the name.
It's scary. I haven't opened it up yet, but it does scare me to transform the first one.
Dude, this is me doing those workouts with the rubber, extra small rubber bands on here, dude. My thighs feel like Jello. Yeah, so 3. I mean, coming right along.
Choo choo.
Could be doing a PG1 Galvatron, but no, you wanted to
waste their time on
rating. Yeah. TFCon exclusive.
Shattered Glass.
That's cool.
That's a Mastermind Creations.
Yeah.
I never messed with this mold.
There will be a retail version of this, slightly different.
What like just without cape or something?
I don't know. They said it would be slightly different.
Dude, if he comes, and then you'll find this stuff on Etsy real quick.
Or some other like eBay seller.
Modern collecting.
Also, TFCon exclusive.
Wow, G2 Defensor.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. I don't even know
G2 Groove.
Weird colors. Yikes.
Yeah, that's your G2 Groove.
I never had him as a kid. I had several G2s.
It's G2 with crazy colors. So you're gonna get a white and gold and green ambulance with first aid. A bright blue helicopter for blades. And then was it a red fire engine with the yellow hubcaps?
I always like it when people that are like they're not into the Transformers and like, wait, what is it?
Right.
You're like, look, don't try to figure it out, okay?
Scale, right? Scale isn't a thing.
Hey, there's a cassette tape that'll eject out of this guy and he'll turn into the same size. Okay, just don't try to follow it too closely.
Yeah.
All right, and the panel, Moon Studio. Is this supposed to be a Primus or something?
Yep. Or no, it should be just Studio One instead of Moon Studio. I don't know why unless they are the same company. But yeah, there's your new Primus to go with your Unicron. It's tempting.
To go with your Hasbro Unicron, or to go with
it's to go with theirs, but it's to go with the third party one. But I didn't get that, but this does look tempting.
Well, here's my thing. Since we're just starting this, all this drawn up and stuff, like we've seen this movie before. Every year, where TFCon, all these third party companies, like, here's all this stuff, and then half the shit doesn't come out. Yep. So I always look at these like I need to see prototypes at least, and then sometimes
I'm sure that
those still don't come out.
If it isn't before I'm a senior citizen is the question. What's your time frame? And I need a real tight deadline.
I don't know. Studio Cell came out pretty quick.
Studio Cell did,
yeah, they did.
Yeah,
that's true.
Meanwhile, at Fans Toys headquarters,
dude, there's some Fans Toys in here. I'm like, you
don't know when that stuff's coming out. They can throw a date at you, and you don't know if it's a screwball or a fastball. You don't know what they're trying to pull with you.
Fans Toys, they have so many stuff that's been promised through the pipeline, like. But they're still like they're not finishing that stuff. They're like, and here's some more stuff. It's like,
they haven't finished the combiners yet.
At least it's quality. Like that acoustic wave. I know at least 2 or 3 in our little circle got that, and it's
I love it.
They sat on that for a while, went back, hit it, put it out, and it's still fantastic. So I will say that about them.
Now, as far as the small ones go, this new age, One, I think it's hilarious because remember this, they used to connect it, they didn't have a space in here, and so I called them newage. And then they must have not liked that. So now they're like, look, idiot. It's new age. We put a space in here now. So I'm like, dude, I'm just reading it how y'all spelt it. Like, y'all forgot to put the space in there.
These are Legends class, but they're expensive as hell.
That's the problem.
But they're beautiful. Look,
I know.
They're the best ones, I think.
There's that depth charge that they're doing, and it looks phenomenal.
And look at all the movement in this RC, and she's a little bitty girl, and
she's got it going on.
Yeah, man. Got the visor going on. Like, she's got more articulation than our Hasbro ones.
Yeah, it's sad.
I mean,
she actually all of her
she's
forms
got a little,
vehicle mode.
She got a little pouty. She got a little pouty pose. All right. Oh,
she got it going on. Yeah.
Oh,
she's talented.
Oh yeah, very.
Look at her. You can pose her with your G.I. Joe classified figures.
Got a little pouty lips on both of them. Fans hobby. Oh, so they're showing their diorama.
That's neat, but no thanks.
Yeah.
But look, one, I like that they at least, I don't like them, but they completed the cycle. I like that.
Yep. And they're doing the same thing with the Hasbro release characters. Like, they just put out their, what was it, Siren, and then now they're working on Hosehead.
Oh yeah, nice. We've seen this thing.
That looks so good. I can't wait for them to start working on Star Saber, and you know they're going to do Omega Supreme.
What the hell is that?
That is your double clouder.
Yeah, but that's a made up mode. I guess it looks alright.
I think it's what they had to do for the wings.
I mean, whatever.
You know, he's going to be in robot mode most of the time, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. Hydra Buster.
Hydra and Buster.
Planet X.
Wish I had money to get into this masterpiece game.
They're still. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. They're still doing Dinobots.
I think this is a redeco of their Snarl. I think they've already put them out. I think this is a redeco.
Dude, they started doing these Dinobots like 10 years ago.
Actually, is this stuff still from that video game?
Yeah. From Fall of Cybertron.
Well, and what's funny is there's rumors of Studio Series High Moon game stuff coming out. Like, there's listings.
No.
Yeah. Studio Series.
There's a listing for
Fall of Cybertron. Yeah. Video games.
Dude, they started these figures 10 years ago.
I mean,
has it been 10 years?
Almost. Yeah.
I bet it has.
That game came out during because it was shown at the Dallas BotCon. That was my first BotCon. That was before Dakota and
I think
that was before Dakota and I even met each other. That's how old these things are.
That's BD before Dakota.
Jeez.
I can't remember if they did do.
Like we met shortly after that, but like they were showing off the game then, you know.
I love that game.
It's good games.
And they're doing both of the G2 decos. That's cool.
Sport.
Yeah.
I mean, at least the colors look really good on these molds.
That's true.
Like, they did the Hephaestus, which was based on the GDO or Adventure Grimlock that was in like that lava colors, like the black, red, and orange.
That looks good. There.
Oh, they're doing a Star Saber.
Yeah, they've done. They had the Star Saber out for a while. They're just finally doing the Victory Leo. Looks good.
Yeah.
Once again, very tempting. It's weird is that the Star Saber's IDW, and I don't think Victory Leo appeared in the IDW comics.
I don't remember seeing
it. Looks like they're doing their own thing with him.
Oh, I mean, it looks pretty cool.
It looks good. Looks really good combined. Reminds me of the
at least you don't have to wait like a decade for like the other pieces. Like he's done, you know. So.
It depends on when they release it. But these look like final production pictures. So maybe they kept it under wraps.
Yeah.
Oh God!
I think this
the
guy
company
looks
that releases
really good. This guy, I like his legs.
He's really clean. Yeah.
Because how they have that gray box and it kind of goes gradually. Because you know how the MP Bumblebee is, where it's that thin black, you know, where still nice looking for you.
Yep.
I like the way this looks more tune accurate with those gray legs getting a little bit thicker. It's just
they know how to pose it too. Like a lot of Transformers collectors, for whatever reason, I'm just calling y'all out, but a lot of people don't know how to pose them so that they're tune accurate. When you got to bend back the legs, at least one of them, back behind the crotch to get it in that right pose. So you look at it and you're like, that's almost like an animation model.
Chrome rims.
They do a good job with that.
I saw on Twitter like someone posted like 84 and 85, 86, like Transformer, you know, magazines or whatever. Even back then, the interns don't know how to transform damn Transformers. Like this has been a problem that's been going on for almost 40 years. That they still don't know how to, for their promotional shots or conventions or anything, to transform their figures properly. You'd think that they would take one of us nerds down there and just be like, look, we're hiring you for the weekend. Just please transform everything properly and put it out on display for us. You'd think they'd do that, you know, like, hey, we'll pay for your trip. We'll pay you, or we won't even pay you. We'll pay for your trip out here, your hotel. You get a free exclusives. Make sure everything is transformed properly so we don't look like fools. You know,
right?
It's on the cliff jumper topic. We were, for whatever reason, whenever we're out and we're looking at cars, my kid always thinks, you know, Transformer vehicles, like cool ones. Whenever we see a Lamborghini, which is fairly rare, especially like an older one, he knows, you know, Sunstreaker and some of this stuff. But the other day he asked me when we were walking, he's like, how come we've never seen a cliff jumper vehicle? And I had to try to explain to him, like, even those toys, they're kind of like deformed a bit, you know, and had to try to explain that.
You know, that was a Porsche.
I would get him. I'd get him a picture of the vehicle mode he's based on and show him, look for one of these. This is what cliff jumper is.
Dude,
we've seen a Jazz.
There's a Doctor that has a 944 red.
Yeah.
That I believe it's an 86 Turbo S. He parks by me sometimes. So next time he does, I'll snag a picture of it.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Especially if it's a red one. He would.
It's a red one. Can't remember what color the rims are.
There's a Jazz that used to be in the area. I don't know if it still is, but we've seen it once, and it's a Porsche that was, you know, the paint scheme was Jazz. It's somewhere in the area, or it was. We've only seen it once though. I
like that they include the little.
Pretty good.
Is this the girl who loved Power Glide? Is that from that episode?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So, dude, that episode is hilarious. We used to do this thing on our channel where we would watch a G1 episode, but with like no volume because like it would get demonetized. So it was just like the picture, and we would talk over it, and we would just make fun of like calling out all the stuff. And dude, like the girl, like he just like grabs her and throws her off the Ferris wheel and like all types of stuff. Like it's abuse, like up and down all throughout the episode. You don't realize until you're an adult, but it was pretty funny.
Just imagine few months later, Powerglide's wearing a white tank top.
Oh, another episode we did was Carnage in C minor. Jesus, dude, that was hilarious.
I don't know what's worse, that or the 5 Faces of Darkness with all the animation there is in that.
Carnage in C minor is the worst.
Carnage in C minor is the worst, yeah.
And on top of the fact that it's just a dumb episode anyway.
Yep.
But I mean, you've got Hotspot fighting right next to Defensor, and also Metroplex is taller than, I forget it. Like he picks up 2 guys that are.
Oh no, it was Ultra Magnus. He picked up 2 of the Constructicons and smashed them together.
Yeah, and they're like little tiny dudes. But yeah, it was also
and then Brawn back from the dead.
Yeah. There was a couple of them that were like yo, they died in the '86 animated movie. Why are they here in season 3?
That blaster's awesome.
Yeah, and you get that toy head too.
Yeah.
The chrome chest is a little too much for me.
That does throw me off.
That's the only thing throwing me.
These cassette bots are ace though.
Yeah.
That ram horn and Razor Claw, dude.
Steeljaw.
Steeljaw, God, yeah.
They're nice.
But they're probably gonna sell those separately.
Do you think they'll give us an option for the chest? So if you don't want that chrome,
No,
I hope so.
No, they're gonna sell you that version in a few months.
and then another one.
Yeah,
because the acoustic wave comes with like some options, and I wish this one came with an option so I don't have to use that chrome. But I bet they don't, because if it's on a hinge and stuff, they're not going to have people putting that on and off. So I think you're right. They're going to have to make another version.
That's a mistake.
Is this die-cast right here?
The chest is.
Well, no, I'm saying this handle.
I don't know.
It might
looks
be
metal, but it may just be painted. I don't know. It's all your faces.
That's cool.
You know what that?
Yeah, that chrome. They need to do something with the chrome. Is this already finished and out, or is this just like upcoming?
It's upcoming.
Mm-hmm. It looks to be pretty soon, along with those other few that we just saw. At least this is stuff that's like very close to happening, unlike all the CG renders that we see from them.
Can they put it on hold and fix that chrome plate? I don't like that.
Yeah, just make it.
Otherwise, I'd put a pre-order on that today.
Just wait 3 years and they'll put out a repaint.
They'll put out a tune version or something.
Hell, he might not even be out in 3 years. So,
see, they're doing chrome with pipes too. Like, I get it, pipes, chrome.
Yeah.
That looks fine.
Either doing white or silver.
Well, Fans Toys always puts chrome somewhere. So,
multiple heads.
I dig this.
God, look at those beautiful rims, man. Those tires look. Ooh, those tires look rubber as well.
Their huffer's good too.
Toyz easy.
Never heard of them.
All right. Well,
I think
they're not Transformers. They're kind of. I kind of looked at these earlier, and it looks like they're their own thing. There's also they made a bot for Dalton too. So I'll show you when it comes out.
You're lucky, Dalton.
I know what you're talking about, but that one's a hard pass.
I mean, these things aren't ugly looking. You know what I mean?
No, they're probably going to be super expensive, and it's just I have no connection with their designs.
Yeah, I got a feeling like that. Look at this sucker, man.
It's huge. This is going to be for your World War I, World War II fanatics that are big into that stuff and transforming robots. More of your Japanese mecha type.
Yeah, because isn't that like a Japanese ship?
I think it is. And then the one you're talking about is a German vehicle.
There you go, Dalton. There you go.
That's like the G.I. Joe Thunderclap.
That's hard pass.
Gustav. He's got a cool head.
The giant like the world's largest cannon that has to go on 2 sets of rails.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like that. There's a little prototype right there.
Too much. Too much.
Bam! There he is.
That's nuts.
Dr. Wwe.
Who?
Dr. Wwe.
Dr. Wwe.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo.
All right. I guess you just really want to show us her thighs. Mastermind. I mean, it's the same as that exclusive that they were doing.
I think this one's different. Like, I think it comes with some new stuff.
This looks cool. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I like the colors. I like the teal and purple and black in there. They should have added a little bit of fuchsia pink.
Who wants to tell them? No, this is based on Armada Megatron.
It is? Oh, it is.
I figured out by looking at the head.
You can tell by the head and the vehicle.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, with Eris, the Coulter version, I guess she can turn into like different versions of, like a female version of every DJD character.
Wow.
So,
this is a X-Transport Masterpiece scale.
That looks good.
Toy colors, yeah.
I mean, finally, someone's coming out with a Masterpiece scale Ultra Magnus. Thank you, X-Transpots.
Is it toy colors?
They say it's youth version colors, whatever the hell that means.
That's the toy colors.
That's toy then.
They are coming out with the animation colors too.
Good.
Oh, you get a bunch of different faces.
See the legs back, crotch out.
I think of that. I think of animated more when I think of the knees back like that.
Transformers.
Oh, here's that triple changer that we just saw prototypes of, pictures of the last show. Now he's painted up.
Boo.
Maybe it'll
still boo.
change the way you think of it.
It's still the worst drift. The worst drift design.
That blue paint on top of that navy looks nice. Kind of pops.
I mean, yeah, the color looks good. The character model looks all right, but it's not drift.
Nope.
Oh, that chopper mode is trash.
Get in the chopper.
Get in the weird chopper. Vehicle mode. All right.
Yeah.
It's
not too bad. Yeah.
Should have been in blur because it's the fastest land vehicle. That's street legal.
Makes sense.
Yeah. New Age Toys or New Age Toys.
Yeah,
well, again, they spelled it New Age on this thing, so not my fault.
They're toy Grimlock in his box pose right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's neat. Yeah, for me, it's a money issue for me. Like with how expensive a lot of these Legends and MP third-party figures are. I'll just live vicariously and watch someone's review. Oh wow, they're going the full toy route with the missile on the head. So they're doing what third-party Masterpiece Superior or Superior Minosaurs have been doing.
God.
And then the Hasbro Minosaur.
I mean, look how good these guys look for how small they are. And their articulation is really good too.
Yeah.
Oh, I think they made it to where the drum shrinks on Mixmaster.
It looks like that, right? It looks like it's compressed right there.
Mm-hmm. And then in vehicle mode, it's
They got pins for the wheels, so
Metal pins instead of clips. So tired of those clipped wheels.
Jesus.
I don't know what they're
how do we
going-
get rid of those? Can we petition?
I mean, when you
What's
start
the-
paying like more than double what you were a few years ago, you think that like there'd be like little things that they would start adding, for you. Little improvement.
If you could take one thing away, wouldn't we all agree it would be those what they've been doing with the wheels?
The clips.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I would think that the clips would be the first to go if we all voted.
Yep.
I hate it when they put clips in the front and pins in the back. That drives me nuts.
Yeah, the combination of them, because
Yeah.
then they're just messing with you.
Yeah.
Then they're
Or
just-
the split wheels where part of it is,
Yep.
part of the figure
Yes.
that can't move, and then they keep
Yep.
the rest.
Transformers has its own set of peeves, like pet peeves,
Mhm.
very specific.
Dude, these look at the great articulation on
Yeah,
these little things.
it's
I have to
nice.
keep reminding myself that these are tiny.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
know
as
how to
small
show
as.
them off well too.
Oh yeah.
They're not as small as Magic Square, are they?
Roughly the same size.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, Magic Square is just
Crazy.
tiny bit bigger.
More simplified.
Oh, and look, they even did bigger wheels. I mean, looks.
Yeah, we need a new Devastator from Hasbro.
Desperately.
Final Wars
Yeah,
one,
I didn't.
mine is all
I
right,
didn't-
but
I didn't do the one that they. I'm gonna go quicker through this because this is just the same shit. It's just yellow.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't have Tonka.
What
Plastered all
size do you
over
guys want? If you wanted a new Devastator, what size do you want?
The same size
I'd
as
like
going to do the Minosaur.
Yeah.
Like that's the new set in scale.
It-
Do them all
if
that
he's
way.
if he's a little bit bigger with that being 6 members, I'm fine with that. But he does not need to be tight like the size that he is now.
No, like
Like
Predaking's the only one that needs to be his size. He's a little bit smaller than Omega Supreme and the rest of them. But whatever Minosaur is going to be, that's where all the other combiners besides Predaking need to come in at, I think.
And it definitely
I
needs
like
to
it.
come with all their guns. I don't
And the
want to
drills.
have to buy the Japanese version to get the
Yeah.
guns
And elbows up bent.
and elbows. Yep.
That was messed up.
That's why I was like, dude, they got to be able to do better than this. I was like, I'm not getting this. Dr. Wu. Yeah, see, I look at the New Age stuff, and then I look at this, and I'm like, I know it's still like a little resin thing, but I can just tell, something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could tell these are tiny. The other ones you can't really tell.
I mean, this transformation is going to be more complex as well, but yeah, you're right, Dalton.
It just looks chibi too, which is one thing I don't really like about scale stuff.
Same thing here. If it wasn't for the Toyz, well, the fact that I know exactly how this Transformer transforms, like it would take me a while to guess who it was, and seeing the fin to the side, but
that's another one we need in the generation scales: triple changer Sandstorm.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Like I love the Thrilling 31, but I want this big chunky rescue chopper instead of a rescue VTOL.
Yeah.
And a broadside that doesn't look like a 5-year-old designed it.
That might be.
Yeah.
That's one of the most challenging feats, I think, for a Transformers designer. Like if you just hit them right out of the gate with, "Hey, we'll hire you. You guys are our best 10. Design a broadside that would actually look good." I feel like that's the greatest challenge.
Dude, can you imagine like if when they go through the designs, like let's say 10 designers, and like here's 10 things that the 10 characters we're going to be coming out with, and then everyone's just drawn from like a jar, and then you get broadside, and you're like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah.
Look, I'll
Son of
do
a
yours.
gun.
I will do your next 3 figures if you'll take
The
this.
Yeah.
The closest we got was the Warbot Assaulter. Like if someone could do
Yeah, that's
something
true.
like that, but with Earth-based vehicle modes,
I would
I'm
agree.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Good.
upgrade's okay.
Yeah.
Make him look like the battle tanker.
I kind of like this set. Yeah.
All right, gonna
I
get
like it, but
into
I want
G.I.
more
Joe.
G2s.
All right, this little thing. This is out, isn't it?
Some people.
I
have it.
think it's starting. Some people
I think it's didn't it come out in Hong Kong already? I think it came out already.
Well, I think
Just
we
not in
looked
the
at it
US.
anyway. I think we looked at it anyway. All right, so
There we go.
now that I have more information and know that, to me, this should have been $200. Okay, that's why I was like, dude, no, I think it's $200 max. I'm not paying $300 for it, because I think it's overpriced, like I do a lot of the HasLab stuff. Then when Sports says, yo, 4 figures, that's $100 right there. So then this does turn into $200. I believe I'm probably on board now.
Plus, you get all these add-ons.
Well, I don't give a shit about the add-ons, but
I'm
think $200
so
and then the
tempted.
4 figures as $100. Then then the math works out to where I'm like, okay, I would have bought this for $200, and then the 4 figures, that's $100 as well. So now it makes sense. If they would have came out, like, don't play these stretch goal games with me. Just come out and be like, this is what the product is.
And we need this many backers.
Yeah.
Let's consolidate it all together into one thing. Here's the amount of backers we need to get it all. Don't
Just
play
put it all
games.
on the table. Yeah.
Like if there is anything
this
special
is
you
a-
want to throw in, surprise people.
Dude, this is a
throw it
beautiful toy. This is a straight up beautiful toy, regardless of the price stuff outside. It's
I'm
so
so
beautiful. It's a
tempted.
beautiful toy.
Oh, Randy, because Randy says the 4 figures is worth it. Actually, the 4 figures will be $120 now. Actually, Randy, you wouldn't be able to find the 4 figures in the store, so
Yeah,
it would be $0 because you would never find them. Because the distribution going right back to 2 hours ago, distribution problems.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's not much I don't like about that. I mean, I love so much about this thing. I could
if it wasn't-
I could wax poetic just about the seatbelt harness.
The only thing
nuts.
The only thing that bugs me is I wish we got interchangeable hands on the regular releases. It's nice to see that they're including them on these figures. I just wish the regular releases had them too.
You would like Action Force, my man. You would love Action Force.
All right.
If it wasn't for BotCon, I'd be 100% in on getting this stuff. This tank.
Everyone say hello to Blitzwing 5000. That's Bill.
Hey,
What's up, man?
Hey, Blitzwing 5000.
So here's your 4 figures. All right, Bill. So you get the his tank, and then you get this. You get her.
Love it.
Yeah.
You get him. I love the purple.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the purple.
And then the Cobra Commander. And I'm gonna keep him carded and probably sell him because I know they're gonna come out with him eventually in a box. So
Yeah, probably without the snake hand, the snake globe, and the interchangeable hands. It'll probably just be the backpack, knife, and blaster.
I mean, him coming carded, and the only way to get him carded would be through this is enough to be like, that's the exclusive. But you're probably right. Probably take this away as well, and
maybe
instead of the backpack,
color scheme.
be a holster or something like that.
I always figured that when we were never at store level in a store, we would never have a chance to get a hooded Cobra Commander. But with a HasLab, where the soccer moms aren't passing by the toy aisle, even if they were in the toy aisle, where they weren't complaining that something is at store level, that this hooded guy, I thought that this was like a place where they might be able to push out, because it's just hardcore collectors paying big money, a hooded Cobra Commander.
Watch them just throw it in as an accessory, not even saying anything.
I was thinking that this would be the best place that they could possibly do it if they had the balls to do it. So,
well, it could be a yak face situation with the cell bars. They'll just throw it in, won't say anything until people get it.
that would be amazing.
I mean,
Especially,
that's a
I don't
pipe
know what
dream,
this is
but
going to. Well, we don't know what it's going to, where this is going to end at. Like, how many are they actually going to fund? But
well,
if
so
they do
far,
get that
Randy Book
many,
says 15,775.
that's a lot.
I just still just astonished how it made history for HasLab, funding in less than 12 hours.
G.I. Joe, man, people are hungry. And this is a beautiful toy. It's a beautiful version of an iconic 80s
Oh, yeah.
nostalgic vehicle.
That's my favorite vehicle,
It
too.
sucks. I'm gonna have to pass on it because of BotCon. Like,
Well, I'm hoping I can back it. Money's tight right now.
I mean, you still got like a month.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I've heard multiple
it's
people
like the
now
middle of
say
August.
they're getting 5. Multiple people. I've
Yeah,
got 2.
I'm not doing all
on
that.
order.
Jesus, how huge is their collection room to get 5 of these?
Yeah, this thing's
I
like
think-
what?
well, I
19
Randy said he's getting 3 of them.
This is like 19 inches
I'm
long,
definitely
right?
getting 2, but
Yeah.
I have to see where I'm at on. Is it August 15th? I might add
August
one
15th,
more. Yeah, I got to see what's going on that week. Carson's Operation Recall is on the 7th, and that's the original G.I. Joe creators doing O-ring figures, and it's 18 of them. So and troop builders.
And then that following week, you've got BotCon too.
BotCon is I've got registered. I already told Mike like I'm registered, but I'm still playing it by ear to see if I'm going, and with the hotel and the parking and all that stuff. August is going to be an interesting month.
This guy, I ordered him early this morning at work at like 2 a.m. Like easiest pre-order. Like this is how it should be.
Yeah.
You know. Randy says we need a Sky Striker.
I'd imagine that and
a Rattler. Dude.
Oh my god. You're gonna need a whole like warehouse for these.
You'll need a new wing.
I mean, I love the Night Raven. So, and that
Me
sucker was
too.
huge for 3 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
That sucker is gonna take up half the damn ceiling if they would hang out with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, dude, you'd have to hang it from the ceiling, and so that you could see everything, you'd want to hang it at like like an angle like this.
Can we ask a question since we're talking about it? Would you be willing to pay $650 to $699 if they could pull it off, a Sky Striker with Ace and the parachutes?
Oh, jeez.
6-inch scale. Would you want it at that price and size?
$700?
Yeah. Would you feel like it's worth it? It's because we're getting the hiss. It's 3 with the figures.
No.
If
it would need to be 500, or they need to pack in a lot of figures. Like again, like I think the Sky Striker, $500. The Hiss thing,
hey Randy, what do you think, Randy? I was just curious, people in the chat, if you're doing a 6-inch, what's the price that you're willing to? What do you think it would be? I feel like they would charge at least 6, right, for a Sky Striker.
Randy said he would pay it.
I think it would be more like 5.
Because what's the Sky Striker HasLab that's currently, that went up and funded so well?
That was 300 too.
It was around 3. I can't remember. It's been a while. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it being like a nice 45-day window, and I think I could do $650 for the 650 somewhere in there.
Me and Bill are in the $500 thing. But again, hey, if you want to charge me $600, you better throw in 4 figures.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like it sounds like most of us would probably be willing to find space for it, and you're already getting G.I. Joe Classified. How many figures would you need? 3 figures for you to feel like it's worth it at 5, Josh?
Sky Striker was $229.99.
I'm saying 500 for Sky Striker, and then your pilots, right?
And maybe the parachutes, the cloth parachutes.
Yeah. I would also, if you're gonna go up to 600, then I'm gonna need a couple extra figures.
Yeah.
I'd rather see something go up against the his tank.
You want the vamp first.
Yeah.
Dude, okay. We're talking about Sky Striker and Rattler and all that shit.
Sorry.
We're why the hell am I looking at this again? We already looked at this damn thing. I was looking at a few vehicles and like seeing what the prices were back in the 80s. Do you know what is the best bang for buck vehicle, I think, for G.I. Joe? Rick probably knows. It's the Joe side. That, I mean, the price that it wasn't like it wasn't that much expensive than some of the smaller vehicles. The Tomahawk, and you could fit so many figures on that sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I mean, that's a vehicle that's a mission. It's sort of like the Whale. Those two, the Whale and the Tomahawk. You can put enough Joes on there for like a pretty big mission. You know, you can put a lot of Joes in those vehicles.
Yeah.
Dude, Randy says the flag, dude. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, that's a $2,000.
Yeah.
Let's see. So that okay. So it would be 14 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
Only. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 14 feet. You might as well just get a Quonset hut.
Dude, I passed on that. I don't even know who this
You can
dude
sleep
is,
under it.
Sleep on it. It's your
and
new bed.
I kind of wanted these two, but I passed on them too.
Yeah, they're cool. I would say that they're not a requirement, but I think they're cool.
I mainly like these masks right here.
Yeah, I like that too. It makes it feel a little fresh. Like I know a lot of people don't like new stuff with their G.I. Joe, but I'm not that person. I like a little bit of fresh thrown in, and that just feels fresh to me.
Did you play Ghost of Tsushima?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well that one of the characters has this like exact mask. So, and boy,
Oh
look
my
at her.
goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah.
And then there it is. Hey, we heard you like bats. Would you like third and fourth repaints?
Yep.
Yeah, I passed on this Ninjas build. They look weak, but look at CoverGirl.
CoverGirl.
She looks
good. Lord.
This sculpt was done by a male that has posters of CoverGirl all over his apartment.
Yeah, it had to be somebody who loves her.
Yeah,
fan art.
This stuff looks so good, man.
They did her justice. Yeah.
My goodness.
It just sucks to wait so long to get them.
They'll be here before you know it.
Is Sergeant Slaughter on pre-order anywhere yet, or is he still?
No, it's happening the week of SDC, or the weekend of SDCC is when that happens.
Damn.
I can pass on this barbecue, to be honest.
Yeah, it's Slaughter's Marauders colors.
Yeah. Now I love this Outback. I had this.
Oh yeah.
You know, I love this. This was like my Joe guy. I love him.
He's awesome. I just bought a print of him for the new house. Just bought a print of Outback and Snow Job.
I have him on my nightstand. Yeah.
Oh look, our fourth Snake Eyes.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't need it, but I mean, I get it.
Yeah, it's a pass. Easy pass.
I pre-ordered
it. There are tons of other characters in the arsenal to be doing.
Dalton's like, does it come with a wolf? Check. All right, done.
Well,
I pre-ordered it too.
Honestly, it looks a little bit better than the last one.
It's got some new options to it, some new, aesthetic options.
You're gonna get the Bumblebee.
Speaking of trash,
I'll tell you, those Joe face sculpts are amazing. That Spirit face sculpt is just.
Oh yeah, he's off the charts.
It's eerie realistic. I mean.
Yeah.
The vehicle mode is the only thing that looks good on that Bumblebee.
Retro.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't Bumblebee. I mean, it comes with a stalker too for the new O-rings. I wish it wasn't Bumblebee.
I know, like Hound or somebody more.
Or what about a new? I know. What about a new character? Transformers fans are like, no.
Oh, you know who they could have done? Minerva.
Oh,
It's got the little flaps up there, and hey, they've shown that they do not care about using her with a terrible mold. So
these things do not work well, though.
I don't know. That Bumblebee is definitely worse than that Elite One mold.
Have you seen that Megatron his tank thing?
They're close, man.
I still think the Bumblebee is worse than that.
Really?
All right, come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
That's a great picture there. I like that.
Oh God, where is it? Come on.
Use your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see?
I'm gonna go. Oh, there.
I see me in a pool of money.
Oh, was it there?
I see skies of blue. Yeah.
A pool of Minervas.
Oh God, that's a nightmare.
One and done. That's all I need.
Okay, moving on to this. There's actually 3 box sets out there right now. This is one of them.
And I gotta say, what is
There's
Playmates
another one.
thinking?
Well, this is actually good. This is them coming out with their vintage stuff. And this is what I was talking about a while back. Wingbat, a Foot Soldier, Leatherhead, Dakota, Ninja Turtle, and Mutagen? No, not Mutagen.
Muckman?
Maybe it is Mutagen Man. He's the guy in the bubble, right?
That's Mutagen Man. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then it's Mutagen Man. And this, they're also doing a Toon one, where it's the Toon, like whatever. Yeah, there you go. Mutagen Man, Wingnut, Screw Loose, Dakota, Foot Soldier.
Oh boy.
And then for your superheroes, you get the Rocksteady Bebop and then 2 of the Turtles. So
it's like the one time I don't buy any of this. It's nice. It's nice.
I mean, they're still like doing the like weird obscure stuff. Like, hey, you did the Turtles, Rocksteady, Bebop, Splinter, Shredder, April, whatever, but now come out with again, Playmates. You need to listen to collectors, or like, what if they come out with whatever 4-pack they want, and I come out with my 4-pack. I'm gonna have PandaCon, Usagi Nijimbo, Ray Fillet, and Chrome Dome or something. Like, whose 4-pack would you buy?
I get the hot spot for sure.
Oh well, I mean, yeah, you can have those. I'm just saying, like, bam, there's my 4-pack.
Yeah,
like all 4 of those are awesome characters, and you'd want them. Other than, here's your 4th Michelangelo.
I'd like to see them do what Mattel did with the Origins line.
Just do everybody in that scale.
Well, the added articulation and just update them a bit.
Here you go. This is gonna be Target exclusive. Because whenever you think of Ninja Turtles, you probably think of Stranger Things and say,
or vice versa.
Those should be in a 2-pack together. So you get 11, Leonardo, Raphael, and
Hopper.
Hopper, yeah.
That's the first thing that came to my mind.
Totally.
Yeah.
Why are they doing this? What?
I've been begging for this for years. Yeah.
Does not make any sense. This is like the weirdest crossover I've seen.
I mean, well, then they can pair up with your Cobra Kai / Ninja Turtle 2-packs. They're also Target exclusives. Like,
that stuff hurts my soul.
What's the next? Is
Super 7. They're doing glow in the dark ones.
Oh, we gotta have that.
Yeah. Pass. Bill just like pass on all that stuff.
Bill's
like
right.
Ninja Turtles, like Cobra Kai, like Stranger Things. I don't want that shit together though. I like pizza and ice cream. I don't want pizza flavored ice cream though.
I don't want food that touches. Yeah.
Oh God, don't remind me of that. I've seen customers come through my line buying the macaroni and pizza flavored ice cream.
What? They make something that disgusting?
Yes,
Oh,
it is
wow.
actually a real thing.
That's an Arkansas.
I just thought
that's
just
got to
made
be
that
an
up.
Arkansas thing.
No,
Dalton's in Colorado though.
No, Dalton.
It's actual
Lee.
name brand ice cream. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's real.
They can have it. Yeah. Okay.
Macaroni.
It's at Walmart.
The macaroni and cheese flavored ice cream.
And pizza flavor.
That makes sense though.
Yeah.
Colorado and that I do understand and can connect the dots on that.
I'm
Totally.
about to throw up, man. Just
Not all
hearing
You
it.
get that
Colorado is
right
known for,
outside
though.
the vendor right next
Oh,
to
what's
where
up,
the
dude?
Mystery Machine Parks sells that, right, Dalton?
Jeez. Wow.
Dude. So this is a brand like they do a bunch of crazy like ice cream. Please tell me there's not like a tuna ice cream, a tuna fish.
I don't
ice
think
cream.
there is.
Well, hell, they already have two other.
I can't
gross ones, so we might as
remember.
well do that one
I
too.
can't remember the
Tuna
name
and-
of the brand, so give me a
Tuna
second.
and pepperoni flavor.
Oh my god.
Gross.
This is loyal
It's Van
subject.
Leeuwen ice cream.
Oh.
Ugh, I don't like that.
Spell it.
That hurts.
VANLEEUWEN.
This is the part of the show
And then
where
just
we
pizza flavored ice cream.
go completely off the rails.
It's bound to happen.
Colorado ice cream.
Because I okay, guys. Oh my god.
Yep, it's real.
Kraft macaroni and cheese ice cream?
Perfect.
Oh my god. And it's $12.
You're a brave soul, Dalton. All right.
Is that a pint? It's $12.
I think it's cheaper at Walmart. I think it's like $6 at Walmart.
You can get it at Walmart.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I had people coming through my line at Walmart buying
Big
macaroni and
Face
cheese flavored and
coffee.
pizza flavored.
Oh my goodness. Ugh.
Let's see, cookies
That's
and cream.
nuts.
Okay, like
Never
that's
heard of it.
normal. Like I like cookies and cream, but oh my god.
What was that green? Was that Planet Earth?
What?
Well, there was another one at Walmart. There's like
Hazelnut.
Planet Earth.
Is that the
What?
only one that's like super, super weird though?
Let's
Pizza,
see,
macaroni and cheese,
chocolate,
and then
pistachio, mint, vanilla, pumpkin cheesecake. Best sellers
right.
are out of stock. What is your best sellers?
Macaroni and cheese.
Oh, it's a combo of stuff. Dude, like it's in its like everybody else has like kind of the same label and stuff. They're even like, dude, like change the label up on this thing, like just in case it tastes like shit. You know, we don't need people associating it with us. It's a limited edition.
Hopefully
waiting.
very limited. Yeah.
I'm waiting on the like shrimp and grits. Get some of that down south stuff.
Dude,
The sausage and lettuce flavor.
Great coupon.
Dakota. Dakota's waiting on that crawfish limited edition ice cream.
Yeah.
I'm on the Walmart app right now. They've got.
This says only good ingredients you can pronounce. Dude, this is an Arkansas-based ice cream company. No doubt. The fact that it says this right here. Let's see. The good ingredients: cream, milk, cane sugar, egg yolks, Kraft cheese sauce mix.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
I'm on the Walmart site. I'm on
This is
the
too
Walmart app
much.
right now, and look at this one.
What is it?
Okay, yeah.
Gray Poupon. They've got Gray
Nuh-uh.
Poupon.
No.
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 Let's see. Stop screen share.
It's on the app.
No.
Great.
No.
Man, they are.
Like the mustard stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dijon
Mustard
mustard
ice
flavored
cream.
ice cream.
Oh, dude,
Milk,
for
cream,
Mike.
cane
Is there a
sugar,
mayonnaise
Mustard seed.
ice cream? Is there a mayonnaise ice cream for Mike?
Oh,
Dude, that would be the
no.
most Arkansas ice cream ever.
If it was chocolate fountain meets mayo, That's
Dude.
the Arkansas ice cream.
Dude, they come out with one just called Golden Corral ice cream. It's just a mixture of like the entire
Oh my
buffet.
god.
The whole
Oh,
bunch
no.
Oh my god.
off the rails.
No, it tastes like how Golden Corral
Wow.
smells. It tastes like how Golden Corral smells.
Oh my
Sold.
goodness.
Oh no, I think we broke Josh.
I'm gonna lose my lunch,
frozen.
man.
Bill says every day we stray further from God.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill.
That's true.
All right. We took our trip off the rails. We're coming back here. Loyal subjects. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Dude, I was just making something up like off the top of my head, and then Dalton's over here. Dude, I have people buy that.
Best episode ever. Yeah.
Oh god, these still look terrible. Let's see. NECA doing Van Helsing Splinter. Whatever.
Pass.
Those little bony legs, you know he's gonna be broken being NECA and everything.
In the box broken.
His tail.
Oh yeah.
Or the beer just breaks off, rattling around inside the package.
Mirage, KC, and they got a crane too.
That's the weirdest picture. It's like the stalker looking through the window down at the streets at the kids or something. It's a really weird picture.
This is Mike looking at us, making fun of his Arkansas ice cream.
The ice cream.
The Krang.
So this is more based on the comics, huh?
Yeah, it's the Mirage. The Mirage. Yeah.
I dig it. I just don't need it.
And
sore spot. Oh.
Yeah, that hurts.
I was on the road to Joe Fest sitting in the car.
there's no reason
I
to even
had
show them
actually
off, right?
set my alarm to notify me 3 minutes before. I had the page loaded. I got through, was in my basket. It hit 1 minute and 45 seconds. It refreshed, canceled. It automatically canceled. They ran out in less than 2 minutes for that on Mattel Creations.
And they also cancel a bunch of people's orders too.
I saw people that went through, they canceled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're doing stuff that we were applauding Mattel not too long ago. And now Mattel is falling into the Hasbro, the old Hasbro ways.
Yeah. They're like, Matty Collector's dead. It's like, no, you're still Matty Collector.
It's just different names, same problems.
Yeah.
Same problems.
Here's your Toxic Crusader stuff.
Toxic Crusader.
Dude, Super 7, they got their hands in too many damn.
Yeah.
And I still have waves of just Thundercats
Yeah,
to get out.
Waves of that, three waves of G.I. Joes. The Power Rangers are not even out yet. I mean, they're way behind.
I may get this Apocalypse here, though.
I put a pre-order at BBTS. I waited a
He's
few
different
days.
enough. He's different enough than the Build-A-Figure. So
that was exactly my thoughts. I waited a few days and then I was like, all right.
I still need to put my order in for him.
Big dude.
I don't even care about I think it comes on the card. I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
Save me $5. Take them out of the package. Put them in a Ziploc bag. Throw them in a box. Send them to me.
Yeah. Baggy. I kind of want this one, but I didn't pre-order it. So
yeah, I haven't either. I think I'm gonna go with the one that I have. So
I want the little Nightcrawler baby just cause.
Okay.
Just cause.
That answers my question.
This is Easy Pass.
Oh, this is from the what? 2000
The game.
Yeah,
From the
PS4 game.
I mean, I enjoy the game, but I mean, I didn't buy the Spider-Man for the game, even though I thought his suit was awesome. So I'm definitely not going to buy other
Mr.
characters
Negative.
from it. Yeah.
I haven't played the new one yet, but I finally got it in my possession. I started hooking stuff up the other day.
Oh, the Miles Morales. I
Yeah.
haven't finished it. I've been playing other games, and I just got beta access to Overwatch 2 for the next 2 weeks, so I'm gonna be playing the crap out of that. Plus I got a bunch of other games that I haven't played yet.
The Ultron Infinity looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like
Dude, that does not look like Jeremy Renner
animated
at all.
No, it does not. It looks like the
That's
Captain
like a
Kirk
stunt
mask
double.
like a stunt double. Yeah.
I just see Michael Myers mask with the eyes actually part of it.
Yeah, if I was Jeremy Renner, I'm like, bro, I didn't sign off on that.
And his
Y'all told me y'all had face
did.
printing technology and all this stuff.
Yeah.
What
They got lazy with that one.
Oh, you're retro. Ugh.
Yeah, but like his lightsaber's not like vintage the way it was. Neither is the cape.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
this
supposed
is
to come like
completely
out of his
different.
arm.
Some of them they're doing like the Luke Jedi, like the after the 83 stuff. You know what I'm saying? So some of them came with some vinyl parts, but now it looks like they're kind of shifting to some soft goods.
They're changing the lightsaber and the capes.
Yeah, sorry.
I like that they're doing new characters in the retro though, instead of just reissuing or like redoing slightly the originals.
Yeah.
I like when they do the new characters.
Mm-hmm.
He got the vinyl.
He's got the vinyl, yeah.
I
Pretty good show.
canceled all my Obi-Wan figures.
Really?
Yeah. I did not support the Babysitters Club show.
It's too bad it turned out that way. Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're gonna do babysit in one episode, okay. The whole show.
And then meanwhile on my end, I'm complaining because the little Leia isn't in any of the toy lines yet. Yeah. Well, because, once they do her, can't really reuse her even for Luke. I mean, maybe you could retool, but
There's probably an exclusive though, where they have a.
the only way they could do it is if they decided to put out the younglings, like Josh's stuff that he wants.
Yeah. Randy says, "Where's the Cobb Vanth? Anyone get them yet?"
No.
Yeah,
I got a notification that it is like coming later or something.
I got him this week.
Who?
Cobb
and here's I see. I don't. Oh, I think he's in my. He's actually in my Paulo loot. I just don't know if I want to keep him yet or cancel him. Vintage collection. Here you go.
There's for Dakota.
Yeah, I saw this today. They love doing these.
Yeah.
That's the new flavor, is the deluxe sets with the blast effects and fire effects and stuff. That's kind of like their new thing they're doing with deluxe.
And put them in these weird poses so they're sitting like this for months. And when you get them, their arms and legs are all warped.
Yeah, sadly.
That's the real truth about it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but it's the truth. Purge Trooper, Phase 2 armor.
They need to just do more of the Purge Troopers, especially from the game.
Yeah, because those were GameStop exclusives, and they were hard to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should just do them as retail. Same with Cal.
I like
I
this.
get it. He's a character from the
helmet.
game, but
Do you see the Hot Toys version of this is sexy as hell.
Walmart exclusive. Oh, that Purge Trooper is a Walmart exclusive.
That's gonna be tough fighting that.
your Imperial Tala.
No, she's part of the Babysitters Club.
Well, I mean, in a Imperial armor uniform.
Oh, it's vintage collection. I was like, dude, Black Series, we don't need another Vader, man.
I saw some people got these or got some of these this week from Amazon. Of course, Amazon did me right on most stuff, but this stuff they postponed for 2 weeks. They ran out before they could get mine out the door.
Duke
The only
says
other
Purge
Vader we
Trooper
need-
should be in the archive line. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
And same with Cal and some of the other characters in the game.
Other than that Purge Trooper, man, all these are easy passes.
Another Obi-Wan figure.
Oh, is that Zero or?
It's another Walmart exclusive. No, it's not. It's another character.
Man. It's Forlom's brother.
Yes.
And then
this droid that
this
everyone swore up and down was going to be a clone trooper just in a disguise.
do what?
A bunch of people
Yeah,
were
that-
theorizing that because he's got the like clone trooper leg armor is what it looks like. Everyone was thinking it was like a clone trooper
Oh.
disguised as a droid, like
Dude.
Wrecker. Or...
People read way too much into that stuff. NECA,
Oh no.
don't worry. They say there are more aliens to do.
Thank goodness. I was really worried.
Well, not one, not two. Okay, maybe just two. All right. So, to add to your alien collection, guess what though?
10,000.
Happy note. It's a month's worth of news. No Predators announcements.
No.
Wow.
I know, crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The Predator room is
San Diego Comic Con. There's 10 Predators announced.
No Predators and macaroni flavored
Oh yeah,
ice cream.
they're saving them for San Diego Comic Con. That
Yeah, that's
they're gonna
true.
have
Is there a Predator panel? I bet there's a Predator panel.
A 10-pack exclusive.
Is it the 32nd anniversary or some weird numbered anniversary?
Dude, remember whenever they got all excited and were like, dude, it's our 100th Predator? Dude, that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah.
200th Predator's got to be coming here pretty soon.
You got Tika, the modern day Jawa scalper.
Nah, I don't need him. Which tab were we on? Verbal says the Star Wars HasLab team is out of touch. First day G.I. Joe HasLab was funded.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd love
They-
to know. I wish we knew the internal politics of the decisions on the HasLabs, because I really like the Jabba's Palace thing that they're doing. That's not a HasLab, but it could be. It should have been, maybe. I don't know. I like
Oh, the vintage
that
scale
big
one.
project. I think it's very attractive, but it's weird that the Rancor and the
That's my girl.
lightsaber are just weird decisions.
That's my girl
Yeah.
right there, Julie Newmar.
Oh yeah.
Hey, and look, they did her right.
Yeah, she looks pretty good. Are they going to do the Yvonne Craig? Batgirl. Is
You
McFarlane going to
want
make me
you
cherry
want
pick
her,
this
want her
line?
to get the same treatment, huh?
Oh, I want her to get adequate treatment, all showcasing the talent.
Dude, I don't know how Adam West was able to act. I guess it's good that it wasn't a serious Batman role, because Yvonne Craig, Julie Newmar, I would have lost my damn mind. So
I mean, can you imagine showing up to work every day?
I wouldn't be able to do anything. Like, I wouldn't have been able to act unless it was like a goofy Batman, like the 66 Batman was. I mean, like, okay,
Yeah.
the Mr. Freeze, man.
Oh my god.
Dude, there were a lot of good actors in this too. God, Egghead. It was
Vincent
Vincent.
Price.
Yeah, Vincent Price.
Yeah. I mean, I had fun watching it when I was a kid, for sure.
Oh, the same here. Yeah.
Come on. Here's the funny thing is I used to always go and watch this at Nick at Night at my grandmother's grandparents' house. And then I mean, this was a while back. I turned on, I was like, oh, Nick at Night, I remember that. And like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's on there. I'm like, what? Wait a second. That shouldn't be on there.
What is that
Is that
little Robin's vehicle? What is that Robin's vehicle?
Is
It
that a
looks like,
go-kart?
the little guys that do the parades. Guys in those little go-kart cars.
Isn't it where it shoots
with
out?
the
It
fez?
shoots. It plugs into here, and he sits in it like it's like the regular cart, and then it shoots out. Yeah.
That's funny. I don't think I ever realized that because I would have laughed at that even as a kid. Those little
Yeah,
guys in the
there you go.
parade, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories about Adam West.
That's such a weird show.
They never let him drive the car. He almost wrecked it the first day.
Oh god.
They had a few of them.
Yeah.
Here's your Superwoman.
Yeah, that's
Starro.
that's the one I was telling Dakota. Look at this Superwoman.
That one seems like that's Dakota's alley right there.
Jesus, I mean, it definitely is.
She's thick with 2 C's.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, you Black Adam.
God damn.
All right, come on, just go to the head sculpt with him doing the eyebrow thing.
Oh yeah, Duke says I hated reruns that played the second half of one episode and then the first episode of another. Like, yeah, because it would be back-to-back episodes, and it would just be, just
completely random.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically like God, what am I thinking of? What is this? Like X-Men the animated series, just like all over the damn place. Like season 1, like pretty smooth, everything's, and then like after that, it's just like bopping all over the place.
Well, I think some series on Disney Plus that they put on Disney Plus have still like that. Like,
yeah, they never
Tailspin is
fixed them. Yeah, they never. The whole thing is when they did the Disney Plus, and they were like, okay, yeah, we messed this stuff up back in the 90s. They should have said, okay, let's find where every episode is supposed to go, and now that we're putting on Disney Plus, then when it's in the correct order for people. But they were just like, nah, just upload it the way, nostalgia and everything. It's like, you always have, you're sitting there, you're watching these cartoon series, you got to have the internet pulled up on your phone so you can be like, okay, which episode do I need to skip to next?
Mm-hmm.
Verbal says, speaking of HasLab, what would you like to see the Star Wars team do? I guess vintage or 6-inch scale. All right, so me, I'm going to speak for 6-inch.
I mean, I would like to see the team hit a home run. So historically, you hit home runs with the original that brought you to the game. So I'd go 3 1/4, 4 inch.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I'd probably go
I
with
feel
that.
like
With
I
the
feel like they need a home run.
all right, if they're gonna do a home run, I'd say the N1 Starfighter from Boba Fett.
I don't disagree. I
I
think it would be popular. You know, I don't.
do
It
that.
wouldn't be. It wouldn't be like my dream pick. I don't even know if I have a dream pick anymore. I I I guess if I had a dream, I agree, Dalton. I think that would be good to hit a home run and get them a nice, just to improve their batting average in Star
Ooh.
Wars.
Randy,
I would
Randy
like the
Books also
Republic.
brings up a great one. The 6-inch
I want a
scale
Republic
X-Wing.
gunship.
See, here's the thing. I think I'm have to be with Randy on it. With if it's 6-inch, then I'm gonna just say an X-wing because
Mhm.
it's gonna be huge, and I can't think of anything that's smaller. Because like I've got 2 of those TIE fighters that are 6-inch, and they're huge, and those are TIE fighters, like smaller than what an X-wing would be. And I'm trying to think what's something that you'd want to buy, but to where you're like, I definitely want that, but it's small enough, and without
Uh,
being one of those little rigs. You remember the vintage? They had the
Yeah,
little rigs where they pop out,
yeah,
but that's not something where I'm like, oh, I definitely have to have that in my collection, even though
yeah.
it's it would be a
The only
small.
thing smaller would probably be something from the prequels, like the Jedi Starfighters or a
Yeah.
Naboo Starfighter,
Nah, I don't,
or even a Vulture
Yeah.
droid.
I don't
It
want that.
Look, my HasLab, if they announce one for my small Star Wars stuff, I'm going to do a Republic gunship. I'm going to do
For
it. So
vintage.
I would want a specific paint
I
that
think
they've never done. First of all,
I think I know what you're getting at.
I want to upscale it. I want to upscale the Republic gunship so it's a mold that we've never gotten before. I want the pods to be options. I don't even care if it's an unlockable tier. I want it to be Wolfpack specific.
Which one's that again?
I want it to come with Commander Wolf, and I want like at least 2 other like Wolfpack figures with it. Like I want it to be so attractive it looks like candy to Star Wars fans.
See, I want the one from the 2D miniseries with the shark face on the side.
So I already got that. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, well, I will say this. I would take that too if it's upscaled and different from the smaller version that's out. But I want one that's truer to scale.
Or even
If they do one.
Rebels, the
Oh, the
Rex's
Ghost.
crew there.
If they do the
No,
Ghost, if they do the Ghost,
no,
that thing.
the ATST or whatever it was
Oh
from
yeah,
Rebels.
like the custom ATTE that they had. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yeah, that would be cool too. But if they
couldn't
do the
remember the
Ghost, that's another one. All right, so man, this is a rabbit hole. Once the Ahsoka show comes out, because they've already said it's going to be a sequel to Rebels, like that's what the show is. So
hmm
if the Ghost shows up there, we have a good chance to get some kind of Ghost HasLab. That's how we would get it. It wouldn't be the cartoon version. It'd probably be the version with the current media. And it's Dave Filoni's first live action show that he's helming, and just him.
I'll just
So,
imagine live action Chopper.
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
With the
that
same
Ghost is
personality
gonna
and
be big.
everything.
the show has potential to be just pure fire. I hope it does. I hope it ends up being that way.
When's it coming out? It's coming out this year, isn't it?
I think it's
Or
next
is it
year.
sometime beginning of
I
next
think
year?
it's next year. It might be like spring next year. Meanwhile, McFarlane Multiverse.
Yeah, February of 2023. So late winter, early spring.
We talked about Mattel, we talked about Hasbro, a little bit McFarlane. Nobody is pumping out product like showing it off, like here's a new wave of this, and then here's another
Yeah.
new wave, and here's the exclusives that you're able to find, and then also making sure there's plenty of it in store.
Yeah, man. Him and his team, they work hard to keep it going. That's for sure. And I feel like, getting the DC license, I know we talked about it and we didn't make it out to be a huge deal. I think it's a big deal. I mean, if you think about where McFarlane came from, and he's been cranking out these figures regularly and keeping them on the shelves, that's a big responsibility. I mean, DC is, not small potatoes. Meanwhile, he's been growing his baby Spawn, whether it's comic books. Used to be one or two Spawn comics, and now there's 5 or 6 that come out monthly. They're pretty good. I read most of them.
Isn't he also doing the superpowers stuff again?
Yeah, I haven't been to the store the last week or two, but yeah, I heard
haven't
people
seen it.
are finding them already.
Oh, I was gonna ask y'all about this, because I was looking at those and I'm like, dude, do I want to get these? I kind of do.
Are they out? What's the price point? Are they 20?
No, they're cheaper than that.
Oh,
Are they 10 or 15? I think they're 10. And then
I
the
have to go out
vehicle's
and see if I
20.
can find them on the shelf and give them a look. Where'd you see them at? Target?
They're supposed
I
to
saw
be
them
at both
online.
at Target and Walmart, but I haven't seen them in either.
Okay.
The figures are around $10, I think.
Yeah. So the figure's $10, and they're carded. Who knows if the card is like cheap, like Hasbro's been doing on theirs, or
Right.
if it's like a nice card that you're like, okay, I can actually keep these on card.
Are they the original molds, or are they like redone?
No.
I think they're the ones I saw are like redone stuff, because I had the original Darkseid superpowers, and it's not that one.
They look
I believe
good.
the knees bend, but the elbows don't. Like so head rotates, shoulders rotate, and then the thighs, and then the knees, I believe, is the articulation on them. So I guess 7 points.
They look so close to the original. I just saw the Superman one in pictures.
Yeah, the Batman one is God, I forget. Oh, it's was it New 52 or something like that?
That sounds, that's a thing.
Yeah, to where I was like, I don't want that. I'll do the Superman, because the Superman's like not far off.
Mm-hmm.
But the Dark Side, the Dark Side's New 52, and the Batman, it's something I forget, but it's not the super powers Batman, the gray and the blue that you'd want. So
Right.
I figured if I buy into this line, I'm only getting the ones that are like, these are the superpower guys.
Right.
Like I don't because like, and Wave 2 is like the Joker who, or the Batman who laughs or whatever, and it's like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, dude, who wants that? Like back when this line existed, that character didn't even exist.
I think that's probably why
was
he's doing it, because they're doing that in the he's carrying the DC Direct line, and he just brought that out too. They're doing it because it's a popular modern figure to put into a line that used to be that's the point. He wants to add some new stuff to it.
Yeah, I just would want the superpower ones. But the only one that is like the superpower one is Superman. I forget what Wave 2 was going to be. Verbal, do any of you collect import the SH figure arts? I saw the dragon from Dragon Ball. $300 is a bit reach for me. I don't do any Dragon Ball Z stuff. It's kind of an ongoing joke, but I just call them all Goku.
I have a couple of SH figure arts Gokus.
I do Hot Toys constantly.
I've got one SH figure arts on pre-order, and that's the Buzz Lightyear.
That SH figure, but I can't speak English. That Buzz Lightyear is looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! And that Thor from Love and Thunder is looking pretty good too from them.
I still need to go see that. Might just wait till it comes out here.
Actually, I think I have figures, or they're the Figmas. I have some Overwatch figures.
I do the Mafex Batman Hush line that they're doing.
That
You know,
Hush
one for
Superman's great.
going back to superpowers for a second. One that they never made that I'd love to have is a Nightwing. I mean, they never did like any versions of like Nightwing or Deathstroke. Those are two characters that I wouldn't mind having in a superpowers line. If I'm not going to collect them, I don't think I am.
They also like the ones that were going to be the next ones up that they never came out with was Catwoman and Man-Bat.
Oh, that's cool.
So, to hit those up. Because when they were doing the superpower line
thing that we're looking at here, this is a recent comic books it looks like War of the Bounty Hunter stuff, if that's what it is. I buy a few of the Star Wars comics. I get the Bounty Hunters comic. I get some of the Crimson Reigns storyline that's going on currently.
Told Dakota he's got to buy it or he's not a real fan.
Ooh, calling him out.
Yeah, there's that Purge Trooper. It's like at this scale, you just can appreciate the helmet and stuff so much more.
Yeah, I like the red in the eyes. Let's see. Duke says he's waiting for streaming of Thor 4, and Bill says reviews are not good for Thor 4. I wouldn't think it would be.
I didn't get tickets.
I was afraid of that.
I asked Mike about it because Mike went and saw it. Told him to report back, and I think he said it was like a 6 out of 10. We talked briefly. But I told him no spoilers. So
you asked the guy that thinks Golden Corral is a fantastic restaurant to eat at.
I think it's
well.
I had fear about paying for tickets for this one. Like, I don't know, something about it. I figured the Guardians weren't going to be. I knew they were promoting it with the Guardians, but I knew it was going to be less than 10 minutes, and it is, from what I understand. So that's all I'll say.
I saw when I was watching a YouTube video, like this little mini trailer came up, and I was like, "It's the best story yet." And I'm like, "Well, the other 3 were trash." So I mean, that's not hard to.
So
do.
Randy was saying it's a 4. So that's 2 people so far that
The second one was the worst one. Thor Ragnarok was the best of the 3, I think.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, but it wasn't that hard to be the best of, the 3 Thor movies. Like I thought the first one was boring. The second one, I've fallen asleep during that sucker so many times. I've tried to watch it.
Meanwhile, look at that.
I like the first movie, but
Cad Bane.
Well, you getting this one, Rick?
This is one of those ones that's like top tier, like right under Ahsoka. That's like Cad Bane type stuff.
You think Dakota would get it?
I told him this was going to be his ticket to wear the jacket. He's already in the club. He told me because he has the 1-to-1 scale Baby Yoda. So I told him if he got this one.
So he is getting it?
I don't know. Look at it though. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's got the Toto too, just cherry on top.
Which is weird since we never saw him in.
That's the deluxe is to get him.
Yeah, the Toto.
Randy said he's getting it.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, the best stuff with Star Wars, to me, is the stuff that Filoni brought in or worked with Lucas and got an okay with to bring into the Clone Wars. Ahsoka, Cad Bane, Bad Batch. He's bringing the Rebels are coming back. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Mandalorian is cool. I love what him and Favreau are doing too. I do love that too. And they brought back Luke, and that was awesome. But some of the best stuff Star Wars is like in their hands. Like if they touch it, I feel better about it. It gets a little shaky when they don't touch it. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, case in point, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Well,
Yeah, and it's
Like
like
I
I'm
enjoyed
not-
the last 2 episodes quite
I
a bit.
enjoy it.
this
I
General
enjoy
Giant right here.
Yeah, I enjoy most of it, but it seems if you want to make sure it's really good, I'm okay with making less and making sure that those two are a part of it. It's like it's like from Iron Man to Avengers Endgame when Kevin Feige was able to kind of do his thing and filter a lot of that. Most of it seemed to work. Most of it, I'm okay. Like if 80% is good, I feel pretty good. You know.
This is definitely not Hot Toys quality here.
The General Giant stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
They
Is
don't
that
have
Harrison Ford stunt double?
Probably.
Verbal says Hot Toys was really lax on Star Wars. Then boom, here's Ahsoka, Mandalorian, Luke, Clone Wars, Maul, Anakin. They went all the way with the Star Wars brand.
Yep.
Randy says, "What's that Disney lad's name that runs the show? Filoni?
Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh God, dude.
I mean,
terrible.
And to be fair, the one thing she got right was Favreau and Filoni. And it seems like they let them do what they wanted. It seems like, I don't know what behind the scenes is really like. You know how that goes at any corporate place. It seems like what they do, most of it turns to gold. Most of it. You're always going to have you're always going to have hits and misses, but overall, their quality, you can see it. You feel it.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem was Rian Johnson.
Yeah.
God, he's terrible. Here's the thing is they went about like, hey, let's continue this trilogy and stuff, blah, 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 whatever. The best movie that they have released since, prequels. So this new Disney takeover of it, the best movie has been Rogue One.
Absolutely.
I think
so good.
Hands down.
And so good.
They all went about this. Hey, now we're getting away from the Skywalker stuff. We're kind of doing. I'm like, dude, Rogue One, like it touched and hints pulled from that, but like the whole story, like it was its own,
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, you're even talking about like there's like no Jedis and stuff, like none of that. It was built on its story, and it had to stand on those legs, and it was the best one.
Some creatives are better than others. We don't say that often enough. I try to say it, like even the designers on some of the toy brands that we like, I'll say it if I think it. Some creatives are just better than others. If you have 2 or 3 Star Wars things going and you've got 2 creatives trying to oversee it, it's not so bad. But when they put out that we're going to have like 8 different things going on and you have to depend on all of the creatives being up to the caliber of Filoni and Favreau, you're going to fail. You can't do it. You can't get that lucky. I know different people like different stuff. I totally get that different people like different stuff. But every once in a while, you get a creative who really has the talent to appeal to a mass audience. And that's what you got with Favreau and Filoni.
Did they do Rogue One?
They didn't.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Well, whoever was in charge of that, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
it just really bums me out that we're not getting some more stuff like Rogue One, because I was really looking forward to Rogue Squadron.
Well, you don't know what Andor. We haven't seen Andor, and it's on tap next month. Andor's on tap next month, and it's taken place a few years before Rogue One with one of the main characters from Rogue One. So we'll
Gareth
see what
Edwards directed Rogue One.
I don't know who that is, but
the way I see it, we have Andor, and then we have the Ahsoka series helmed by Filoni next spring. We got good Star Wars coming up.
Well, and then around Christmas we got
Bad Batch coming up shortly too. What's that? That's this fall, but I don't think they put a date on it. So There's some good things.
I just assume around Christmas because that's usually when they have it out.
Hey,
Mhm.
Bad Batch, they're babysitting too. Who's Ahsoka gonna be babysitting?
Sabine.
I
Oh,
don't
Well,
know.
Sabine's old enough to where she don't need babysitting. But
Yeah.
She's
like
gonna
Bad
be
Batch,
babysitting.
they're
Drop.
babysitting. Obi-Wan, he's babysitting. Mandalorian, he's babysitting.
It's
The
the
whole
way.
Disney Star Wars
Hera's
series are just a bunch
kid.
of babysitters.
Oh yeah, Hera
Hera's
does. You're
kid.
right. Hera does have. Hera and Kanan have that kid that they have that was in the last few seconds of Rebels, the finale. They had a son.
She's gonna be
Babysit
babysitting.
Yeah,
him and
he'll
Chopper.
probably. You're right. He'll probably show up.
God, it's a
makes sense.
babysitters club, man.
But kids, I'm just throwing devil's advocate. Kids like to see kids in their media. It really helps them feel like they're important too. I mean, I understand.
Yeah, it's a connection.
I understand why, but not like Scrappy Doo.
No one likes Scrappy Doo. No. We don't talk about Scrappy Doo.
I'll tell you, Rick. I'll watch it, and they'll get one babysitter's pass. If there's another episode where it's mainly babysitting again, I'm done. So it's too much. I'm just like, it's like the Marvel movies. Like, we have a model, and we're gonna make all the films like within this model, because this is what we found successful, and this is how we're gonna do it. Like, they rise up, they fall down, and then they slowly build themselves back up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude.
Well, then you had that one
movie
model
ever made.
Well, it's always the same thing too. Hero fights an evil version of the same thing that they are. Like, you had Iron Man, and then you had Stain in the Ironmonger suit. You had Black Panther, and you had Killmonger in his Black Panther suit. So, and then Thor or Hulk and Abominations. Like, I get really tired of that formula.
Can't say that about DC. They two
Superman
complete opposites are there. Well, Superman Lex Luthor, that's his main villain.
Well, yeah.
Batman,
I'm talking about the Man of Steel movie.
Joker. The only one that's most similar is Shazam, Black Adam. But Wonder Woman, Cheetah. Anyways, this sucker's been going on for almost 3 hours.
Yeah, my headphones just
I didn't get
alerted me. It's been 3 hours.
And so, let's go ahead and sign out. Tell people where they can find you guys.
Yeah, I'm Rick. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Shatrdglassjazz.
I'm Dalton. You can find me everywhere at Dalton TF, YouTube Dalton95 whenever I upload. So,
and I'm Andrew. You can find me here at YouTube as Sportimus, and on Twitter and Instagram as Sportimus Prime.
And you can find me, G1Xtron, on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully we'll see you in a couple of weeks. And like I said at the beginning of the show, gonna try to do. We probably won't be able to get into all the G.I. Joe the vintage vehicles. So we'll probably do maybe a third of them, and then the next show we can do the other third, and then so on the next third. But do them in like a tier list and where we put them. So, anyways, thanks a lot for watching, guys. We will talk to you later. Peace.